Well, welcome back to another edition of Viking Talk with Coach Josh Morgan. I'm your host, Brandon Davis. Of course, we have with us Warren Central head football coach Josh Morgan. Coach, good to see you.
You too.
It only can mean one thing if we're here today, Coach. We're still playing football.
That's right.
We went up the road to Batesville up I-55 against the mighty South Panola Tigers. We came out with a 28-23 win last Friday night. Heart-stopping win, Coach. But tell us a little bit about the game, your thoughts.
Well, it was a game where, going into an environment like South Panola with a team that's in a community that's used to winning and has that instilled in them, we knew it was going to be just a dog fight. And everything that we got, we were going to have to earn it. And, we really preached on being mentally tough and physically tough and handling adversity throughout the whole week because we knew what kind of a game it was going to be in. And boy, did our kids respond. And it traveled well. It was a business trip for them. The seniors really set the tone for that, and older guys, and of course they played a lot of football and been a lot of on a lot of these trips, and we needed it because if we weren't prepared for that, there's no way that we pull that out at the end. And our guys were ready for it. I felt like we started fast, jumped out on them really good, which was important for us, and we kind of hit a lull offensively in the third quarter, but we were able to respond and make that really poised. When you go 93 yards to win a football game with not much time on the clock, I thought Jesse was very poised, and with the playmakers around him, such as Joe and Demo and Shanterrence, they were just, it was just like they were in the backyard and very, very calm and just handled it very well, and very, very, very proud of them, very pleased, and it was a big win for our program.
Well, South Panola had the best defense in 6A football, Coach. They were giving up 13 points a game, so that was a tall task in its own right. But you were able to jump out on them 21-7. It seemed like everything was going well. With that being said, I'm sure the confidence with this offense it was already high, but it's even higher knowing that you can play with teams like that.
Yeah, it was what we were able to do. It looks easy almost, and that is a credit to Coach Rob and his offensive staff. Boy, they put them in really good situations, and the way DeMarcus and those guys are running the football, and Jesse's just running the offense. I don't know if you could do it any better. It's just clicking. It's clicking, and we're starting to peak. And the thing about our running game is it's been consistently good all year long. And to watch it, really, hitting on all cylinders against a defense like South Panola, like you mentioned, there a lot of confidence there, and it all starts with Jesse running the show, and when he's on throwing the football, mighty hard to stop us.
Well, Coach, you did something that a lot of teams haven't done. You put South Panola in a position where their backs were against the wall.
Yeah. And
when you did that in the second quarter, you saw trick plays, you saw fake punts. Did you anticipate Coach Pogue pulling those tricks out of the bag?
Well, we knew that they were going to come out fighting, and we knew that they weren't going to leave any bullets in the gun, so to speak. And it's just that time of the year, and you'll see that more and more as the playoffs go on. It's do or die, and there's no sense of leaving plays in your pocket and going home with them. I thought our kids responded well to the reverse, the double pass, and they slipped their quarterback in at receiver, and the fake punt was just about a death blow for us, and it was called at a great time in the game. Caught our guys off guard. We were trying to set up a return for Shanterrence, and our guys, in the film meeting, you could just tell that our guys were trying so hard to block and trying so hard to help Shanterrence and block for him, and they forgot to do the most important thing and that's make sure you kick it. And it was a lesson learned. It's a really good play call, and again, they were South Panola doing whatever they could to respond and get a spark going right there. So we were able to overcome it, but that really put us behind the 8 ball and really in a bad situation.
Well, their quarterback, he was a scrambler, and he was really effective moving the ball from inside the 20 to the 20. You get in the red zone, our defense really stood tall. How proud are you of the performance of the defense? Well,
we were coming in expecting a ground and pound attack, which is what they've been doing really all year. 2 tight ends, a defensive lineman at fullback. We were preparing for that, and I was a little surprised at first to see him come out in 4 wide because we haven't seen him do that at all. He's very good. He's very good. He was making plays. He's a smooth, elusive runner, and he's one of those dual threat guys. When you have all the receivers covered, he can burn you with his legs, and he played a really good game. Most of their offense came from him in some form, whether it was throwing it or him running the football and running that read zone. But I was very proud of our defense. Our defense is playing really since Starkville. We play with more physicality. We've been more aggressive and trying to be more vicious and violent. And you know, one thing that I would like to have done better defensively is taking away the big play. We did really good. We gave up 5 plays, explosive plays over 20 yards, and can't do that. And we were fortunate to be able to win. But you take away those big plays, and it would have been a really good night for our defense.
Well, South Panola, they gained the lead 23-21 late in the second half. And to be honest with you, Coach, not being a pessimist, but it looked like we were going to be on the short end. They get the ball back, they drive down the field, they get in the red zone. But then you have a defensive stand, you have a blocked field goal, then you have a 93-yard drive against, as we talked about, a top quality defense. Is this the most physically and most mentally tough team that you've ever coached?
They're pretty tough, I can tell you that. That says a lot. When they went up by two points, 23-21, we could have easily shut it down and folded 10, and they had a lot of momentum. We fumbled a kickoff after that. We started our drive, our second to the last drive, on the 10-yard line. We actually fumbled the ball on the 2-yard line. We were able to get on it. Just it was all going, you know, South Panola's way, and they had all the momentum, and we could have easily buckled it down and just, you know, but our guys rose up and they never stopped fighting, they never stopped clawing, and played a complete 48 minutes. That stopped toward the end, you know, with the blocked field goal. I mean, we were doing everything that we could, and the fight was there. And there's a lot to be said for that toughness, you know, and then for our offense to be able to, you know, remain poised and with a sense of urgency, and to put together that kind of drive with, you know, you have to understand that some of these kids were already crying. Some of these kids were already, you know, understanding that, you know, this is, like you just said, being kind of looking at it for what it was. And for our offensive guys to understand that they had a chance to win the ball game. We were only down by 2. At that point in time, we were going to try to at least get in the field goal range. You know, we used a Georgia pass, a hook and lateral earlier in the down. We used that on about the 30-yard line and complete a 3rd and 10. Just there's so many people who touch the ball that they trust them with it. I mean, you know, you can't, as a quarterback, you have the ball in your hand. There's a lot of trust going on there when your season is hanging, you know, in the balance. And there was a lot of trust, there was a lot of execution, a lot of poise, and man, just mighty proud of them. I'm gonna be very honest with you. It's hard to do, and I'm proud of them, and it's, you know, that's gonna pay dividends for us, especially coming into a week like this.
Right. Well, earlier in the game, we lost our starting left tackle. You have a right-handed quarterback, and that's his blind side. You know, Braden Moody hurt his knee. Talk about the job that Cordell Katzenmeyer did coming in relief.
Well, he was ready to play. You know, Braden, we did find out this week that he tore his ACL, and that's going to be a big blow for us. Braden's done a really good job at that so important, you know, left tackle. But Katzenmeyer did a good job. He was he's a senior, been here a long time, been a program guy. He was ready to play. He was very well prepared. We had no doubt about it that he would know what to do and give us everything he had. And so we're very, very pleased with him, and it was that kind of next man up mentality, and we had no sense of desperation or anything like that going on. It was just, let's keep rolling and continue on. And you know, having said that, it was a heck of a baptism from South Panola's defense. You know, their defensive line may be the best in the state, and so he not only got thrown in the fire, but it was that fire was hot.
Yeah. Well, Coach, nobody can argue this wasn't the ultimate team win, but would you also agree that Jesse Wilson put the team on his back on that final drive?
Oh yeah, without a doubt. That is one of the hardest things to do, and you know, you're talking about how they rank quarterbacks in the NFL. I mean, what does a quarterback do? That's why they get paid millions of dollars, because it's that hard. And Jesse made it look very easy.
Yeah.
Jesse made it look very easy, and he looked never was rattled. That's the most impressive thing. Jesse has come a long way as far as his mental capacity, his leadership, and what you see with him is not fake. I mean, he is legitimately poised and confident, and man, he loves his teammates, and he was not going to be beat. And you know, one of our sayings around here is a team that will not be beat can't be beat. And those guys weren't ready to go home, and they were ready to keep going. And like I said, I've been in his situation before when the game's on the line, and you have to have a play, and you take that ball and you throw it to somebody else. You have to trust them a whole lot. And again, against a very good pass rush, you know, he bought time most of the night, really, of extending the play, of scrambling, keeping his eyes downfield, and he just he put us on his back.
That last play where he throws a touchdown to DeMarcus, was that designed? Because it seemed like he rolled to his right and threw back across his body. Was that just a busted coverage?
It was not a design rollout.
Okay.
It was designed to go to Demo.
Yeah.
We were trying to split the safeties. They were in a cover 2, and we ran the slots ran a corner route trying to get the safeties to split, which they did. Outstanding call by Coach Rob. Jesse had to roll because our left tackle got beat. And he rolled and bought time, kept his eyes down, knew where he had to go with the ball, and knew what type of has to have some kind of arc on that to get over the middle linebacker's head. And he put a little touch on it, led him a little bit, hit him right between the numbers, and he just handled it very well. But it was designed to go to him, and Jesse extended the play with his legs to give us a chance to get it off.
Great play. I actually was standing on the sidelines. I said, well, this is play of the year. And I didn't even know what the play was, because it was 4th down. So we were either going to get a first down or we were going to the house. So it was play of the year, but it was outstanding. It was great to be a part of it. Well, this week we're in the semifinals of the North State 6A. And our opponents, the Clinton Arrows, they require no introduction. We know what this bunch is all about. They know us. We know them. They're a rival of ours. But have you learned anything new about this Arrow team since you played them in the regular season?
Well, you know, of course, going in, we knew them well. You know, we see those guys quite a bit. You know, really from junior high up, and with the Little Six conference and everything. I can tell you what, after our meeting 3 weeks ago, they seem to have been playing at a different level. They're flying around, moving around a little bit more, and on defense, and trying to be more physical, put a little bit more speed on the field, a little bit more focus, a little bit more determined in their approach. And but there's you know, very, very talented team. I don't know if offensively there's a team in the state that can match what they have on the field. I mean, their skill, every one of them can surely, you know, put it in the end zone every time they touch the ball. And along with their quarterback, who's Mr. Football and all that, you know, just a very explosive team.
Yeah, they are averaging 45 points a game, top offense in 6A football. They are one of the top offenses in any classification in the state of Mississippi. But the one thing they have is they have a blemish on their schedule, the one loss that fell at the hands of us. We beat them 50-32. Does the team feel like there's going to be a target on their back because of that? And if so, are they ready for this team?
Yeah, well, they know, and we've talked about it. You know, we have a smart football team. We know that we have that on that. We know we have a target on our back, especially from them. Any team worth their salt, you know, when you beat them, they're going to be ready to come out and you know, get that reestablished and try to get that taste out of their mouth. And you know, our guys are ready for this moment. They're ready for it. There's you know, when you have a target on your back, at the same time, you know, we need to be ready to take on their best shot and stand and respond the right way.
Right.
That's what it's going to be about, and that's the only reason that we talked about it, is because the response is going to be so important. They're going to come out guns blazing and amped up and you know, ready to get it on. And what we've got to be able to do is take that initial blow, keep standing, and then once it all settles down and get into the game, it's just about the substance. It's just about the substance, and you know, our guys are going to be ready for that. Our guys are going to be ready for that. It's about us setting the tone. It's about us keeping the momentum. It's going to be about us controlling the game. But we've got to be able to withstand that initial blow, because they're mighty potent and they're going to be, like I said, all jacked up. But the thing about it is, it's just like a speech before a game. You come out rah-rah and all hyped up, and you forget about that the first time you get hit in the mouth. And that's the way we have to be. We can't get caught up in the hype. We have to be about the substance. And I feel confident that our guys are going to be ready as far as that mental aspect of the game.
Everything that you just said. So how important is it that we're playing this at home, this game at home?
It's huge. It's huge. Our guys love it here. Our fans have been outstanding throughout the year. You know, I don't know if we played in an empty stand all year long. I mean, our fan and community have really gotten behind this program, and our guys and our kids love it, and they thank them, and they're so appreciative. And you know, with you running the mic up top, and with our fans, and with the comfortable atmosphere that they're in, you know, it feels like home, and you know, that's important. That's important, and it's going to take everybody to be able to pull this off again. And I know our guys are, and our community is ready for it.
There may not be a blade of free grass tomorrow night. Yeah. I'm hearing that tickets are almost sold out. As of this morning, I think there were 100 tickets left. Yeah. We're looking at about 8,000 plus people maybe here tomorrow night. If you want to be here, probably need to be here by 4:30. If not, they're going to open the gates at 5. So we should have a good crowd for you. I'm excited about it as well. Yeah. Well, Coach, tell us about some of the injuries. We know Braden Moody with the torn ACL. Is there anyone else that's going to be out of the game?
Well, Braden's our only for sure one. I'm still trying to get Joe up to his normal self, and he's gotten better. But we're other than Brady, other than losing Braden, our left tackle, pretty healthy, especially this time of the year. Yeah. And our guys have been really tough, and they try to stay out of this training room and get back out there, and there's a lot to be said for that. And you know, it would be hard for them, even if they were hurt, to miss this one. So yeah, but we're good.
Good. Well, give me a couple of keys to win this game, Coach.
Well, you know, we've won 3 out of the last 4 with Clinton. One of the biggest reasons is, you know, we've been able to minimize the blows that they've been able to give offensively. We've been able to minimize that, and our offense has been able to run the football. And you know, we're not going to change that. We're not going to change who we are. We have to understand and be proactive that they're going to make some adjustments and tweaks, and we have to try to do our best to see those coming instead of being reactive, and try to stay ahead of the game, and you know, kind of throw them a couple curveballs with certain schematic stuff that we're doing. But we are who we are, and ultimately that's what it's going to come down to, is about us and these Vikings. And it really don't matter at this point in time who we're playing. We're just trying to move on, and we're just trying to keep playing with our guys, and they want to achieve their ultimate goal. And we have to be the best best team on the field that night. And for us to do that, and we're gonna have to be who we are. We're going to have to be really good at it, and hopefully our identity will take over, and you know, we'll be able to pull it out.
Well, for football coaches, players, and even the fans, these are the type of games you live for.
Yeah.
This is what it's all about. Coach, best of luck to you tomorrow night.
Thank you.
It's going to be a pleasure to watch you guys pull this one out. Well, for Coach Josh Morgan and Brandon Davis and myself, this is another edition of Viking Talk. We hope we see you next week. We're planning to see you next week, which means we're still playing football. But for some reason, if we don't, Thanksgiving season coming around, so much we have to be thankful for living in this great country. From us to yours, happy Thanksgiving. We hope we're talking to you next week. Hope you're here this Friday night. Cheer on our guys, our coaching staff, outstanding program that needs your support, and thank you for all that you've done for them this year. So until we meet again, I'm Brandon Davis, he's Josh Morgan. Go Vikes.
The number for the
I can't tell. This may be Ackers here.
Could be, and I wouldn't be surprised to see us do a pooch kick to one of the upbacks.
Holdiness has it, and now the officials
like
running onto the field.
I think they're waiting to get the clock adjusted. Right now it says 33 minutes, so they're going to wait and get that down to 12 minutes and see if we can get that right before we kick this one off, Jeremy.
Well, it is Cam Ackers. He's back deep to receive here
Sure
on this
is.
side. Now, if you remember when we played them last time, that's exactly where Cam lined up, because this is where Holdiness would kick it to this side. And so, again, Ackers dangerous when he gets into the open field. And now the wind will blow the ball off the tee as the scoreboard goes dark. So a little bit of delay here to start this game.
Yeah, the Arrows, as we're waiting for this, the Arrows have some talented people back there. They've got a real good receiver. Reginald Landing is one of the upbacks on one side, and Christian Johnson, a receiver on the far upback side.
Well, the ball's on the tee. The crowd is on their feet. The officials have blown the whistle to start from play, and here is the kick, line drive deep, and it's going to hit at the one into the end zone, and it will be a touchback, and the Arrows will start from their own 20-yard line, 1st and 10.
Great kick by Hank Holdiness into a little bit of wind, and he put it in the end zone. Vikings defense will trot onto the field. Starting lineup will be Caleb Boyette and DeMonte Stamps at ends. You've got Jay Sean Archer, Tyrell Smith at the defensive tackles, Cameron Ellis, middle linebacker, Charlie Hill, Zacchaeus Doss at the outside linebacker, Shockey Shaw, DeMarcus Jones at cornerbacks, and you've got Charles Schwartz at strong safety and Walt Hobson at free safety.
Well, Ackers will be the starting quarterback here for the Arrows with Mayberry along him. Here's the snap. Ackers will keep it, trying to head to the far side, spin move and wrestle down at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of a yard at most.
Really nice spin move by Ackers, but an even better tackle by I believe that was Charlie Hill that came in and got him. He made a nice spin move, but Hill held on to his jersey. You don't see Ackers get tackled by his jersey many times.
No,
He's
you
a
don't.
strong quarterback and running back.
So it'll be 2nd down and 9. They give him a yard here for Ackers, as they'll send 3 wide receivers here to the near side. Ackers will take the snap, and it's a handoff to Mayberry straight up the middle, and he will push to about the 25-yard line, maybe the 26, depending on the spot, and it will be 3rd down here for the Arrows.
Just a power run behind the right side of the offensive line of Clinton. Picked up about 4 or 5 yards, but it's still going to be 3rd, as you mentioned, a 3rd and 5.
Well, here's a chance to get off the field on 3rd down and get your team the ball, as Darius Mayberry will split out here as the slot man. Ackers is the only man in the backfield, and there are a lot of men on the line of scrimmage. It's very similar to Starkville. Ackers takes the snap, rolling here near side, being chased from behind. He slips the tackle. Now he's going to fall down back at the 19-yard line, and it'll be a sack for the Vikings.
DeMonte Stamps just followed him down the line, and at the right time kind of dove out at him and twisted him down. Ackers tried to evade it, almost reverse field, but fortunately could not catch his footing, and he went down. So good first defensive start by the Vikings, and we get a chance to receive a punt here. A lot of wind out there, Jeremy. I see the flag blowing a lot, so it could be a tough one to catch.
Well, the Arrows are kicking into or with the wind here. There's a snap back. It's slow. The Arrows gather. There's the punt, and it is a line drive. Walt will take it in about the 25-yard line. 30-yard line. He's up across the 35, being chased, and he will spin up across the 40 to about the 42-yard line, and that's where the Vikings will start their first possession of the night, 1st and 10.
Yeah, bad snap by the Arrows. It was low in the ground. Punter did a real good job of fielding that one. Lucky to get it off because it was a low snap, but nice athletic job by the punter of Clinton. And I believe that punter, I'm not positive that punter was Tucker Barefoot, but I couldn't see the number, either him or Peyton Arnold.
Well, the first offensive series of the night for the Vikings, 10:09 left here in the first quarter, and they're going to break. It looks like they're setting up for a trick play. It is a trick play here. The Arrows aren't ready for it. There's a snap back. It's going to fire over here, caught by DeMarcus Jones. Just a wave of people in front. He's across the 50, the 45, across the 40, and dropped inside the 40 down to the 38-yard line. 1st and 10 Vikings.
Vikings ran the old swinging gate play. They put their whole offensive line on the right side, put DeMarcus Jones and another man behind them, and Jesse Wilson just threw it out to him, and big gain for the Vikes.
Yeah, Arrows were never set to defend that, and quickly Wilson is to the line, waiting on the snap in a 3-wide receiver set. Shorter is the tailback, just off to the left hip of Wilson. And there is the snap, and there's going to be a handoff to Shorter, who's up across the 35 and down to about the 33-yard line.
Read option play there. I'm not sure if Wilson had the option to keep it. Had the option to keep it with read option, but nice little hole opened up for Joe Shorter. He picks up about 4.5, 5 yards on that one, Jeremy.
Nice gain there on first down. Bring up second down and 6 here as Wilson will operate here from the empty set as they have 3 wide receivers stacked to the far side of the field. Now here comes Wilson in motion across the formation. Play action, looking to set up the screen. Jesse in trouble. Now he's going to scramble, sets his feet, and he's going to be tackled down right at the 35-yard line. He'll lose a yard. Great defensive effort there by the Arrows. Cam White.
One of their star players, Cam White, the Iowa State commit. Great defensive player and great offensive player, and he just stayed at home and did a nice job of keeping Jesse Wilson kind of corralled there, because Jesse has an ability to get out of those often, but not that time.
So third down and 7 here from the 35-yard line of the Arrows. Wilson will operate in a 3 wide receiver set. There is a snap back. Jesse looking to throw. He has time. He's going to launch it deep, 1-on-1 to the far side of the field, looking for Sean Terrence Walton, who makes the adjustment. And he's going to be out of bounds right there along the sideline. He made the catch at the 1, but I do believe he was out of bounds as it was kind of carrying that way. So fourth down upcoming here for the Vikings, and it looks like they're going to go for it.
Yeah, it did make the catch and just a step out of bounds right by the pylon in the left front corner of the end zone.
So fourth down now and 7 here for the Vikings, and quickly they come to the line of scrimmage trying to get set.
A little bit of confusion.
A lot of confusion.
Yeah, a lot of people running around, and we're going to see if the Viking coaches let this one go. Plenty of time on the play clock, 12 seconds left.
Now they're finally set. Wilson will look to the sideline for the play. A lot of confusion there for the wide receivers, but they are set now. 4th and 7 here.
They're not going to get this one off in time. Well, he calls a timeout.
Yeah, and Jesse calls a timeout. Again, not able to figure out what they wanted to do there, and Jesse smartly calls a timeout.
1 second was left on the play clock, and Wilson, again, like you said, smartly called the timeout because there was all kinds of confusion. I don't think I've seen that kind of confusion with our receivers all season long. They were scrambling all across the line. But anyway, good timeout. We've got a 4th and 7. What yard line is that on? The 30?
Yeah, it's right at the 35-yard line. We're just inside that 35 here. What do you think, Briggs, of the call to go for it here? You're kicking into the wind, so it's hard to field goal at this point.
Yeah, you're not going to kick a field goal from here. It's too far, too windy. You may try to do a pooch punt here. You might just go ahead and take a shot at it. I mean, the 35-yard line, even if you have to give it up to Clinton, it's not terrible defensive field position for our team. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see some kind of fake sweep and then Wilson try to get somebody one-on-one, see if he can break it for a first.
Well, Wilson will operate in an empty set here. As 4th and 7, here comes Jones in motion across formation. Play action to Jones, looking to throw. Wilson in trouble. Now he will swing it out, and it's caught here at the 40, trying to find a block by Shorter. He dives inside the 30. Oh, it's going to be really close. It's going to depend on the spot. It's right there at the marker.
Wow.
He gets it down to about the 28-yard line.
Really close, yeah. And we got a personal foul on a Clinton player.
Wow, this
Jacoby Hearn, the linebacker. You could see the referee walk straight to him and throw the flag emphatically up in the air. So regardless of whether it's a first down, it's going to be after this personal foul. I say that. I don't know. If we don't get the first, if it was after the play, it could be a dead ball where Clinton gets it, then has to go back 15 yards because it was well after the play.
That's right, and I'm wondering here. I can't tell where this is, if it's a first down or not. Because it's after the play, whatever happens here, there will be a penalty enforced. Now, whether the Arrows are on offense or they're on defense is going to be the thing here. Shorter dived for the marker. He's pointing as if he got it, and it's a first down. It's a first down.
Yeah, you're going to add 15 there at the 28-yard line, so this one should go down to about the 14-yard line with the personal foul against the Arrows.
And great job by Jesse Wilson. That was not the receiver he was looking for at all. He was in all kinds of trouble, just dumped it off to Shorter, and you watch Shorter put down a senior-type play and know where the sticks were and did everything he could to get that first down.
Yeah, great point. You know, we were so caught up in the first down measurement and the personal foul. I mean, Wilson was in trouble, and it was just all he could do was dump it to Shorter and give Shorter credit, too, for putting his head down and getting the first.
Well, this penalty marches the ball to the 14, so it's 1st and 10 from the 14 of the Arrows. Vikings looking to take the early lead here with 8:17 left here in the first quarter. Standish in motion across the formation. There is the snap, and it's going to be a keeper by Wilson. He cuts it back across formation, inside the 10, spins inside the 5, down to about the 4-yard line, This is going to be really close. Could be first and goal upcoming here.
Good read option by Jesse Wilson. That was one of those where they had Shorter smothered if he would have taken the handoff, but Jesse pulled it back out and cut back to the right side, made a couple of nice moves. First down, Warren Central.
So first and goal from the 4-yard line with 7:59 left. Clock running here in the first quarter. Vikings looking for the early lead.
Yeah, Vikings, and I'm going to talk about this in a minute, have a new offensive lineman starting this week, but we'll cover that in just a minute.
Wilson in the shotgun. Arrows showing that they're going to bring a blitz. There is the snap. It's going to be a keeper by Wilson straight up the middle. Pushes toward the goal line. And he's in. Touchdown, Warren Central.
Yeah, just power running by Jesse Wilson. He faked the handoff, and he just tucked it in and ran over somebody, got in for the touchdown. Good job by the offensive line blocking. As I mentioned, we've got Cordell Katzenmeyer coming in this week, taking the place of Braden Moody, who injured his ACL last week. But our usuals, Josh Burris, Lynn McKay, Malcolm Miller, and Trey Winters up there doing a fine job with Katzenmeyer on that drive.
How about the coaching call by Coach Morgan to go for it on 4th down, understanding this is a big game and trusting his seniors to get the yardage. And the Vikings punch it into the end zone here on this first drive of the game for them. Looking to add the extra point. There's the snapback is down. The kick is up on its way. And it's good. It's 7-0. Vikings leading here. Let's send it back to the station for a timeout. This is Vikings football on V105.5.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. Got it. No.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early.
You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
And we welcome you back as there is the kick that's going to hit at the 10 and just roll into the end zone as Holding is doing a great job of keeping it away from the Arrow returners. And for the second time tonight, it's a touchback.
Yeah, Hank Holden has 2 good kicks. I mean, wind's blowing strong, and he just put that one when nobody could get to it. They've got, as we mentioned, 2 electric folks back there to receive kicks. Darius Mayberry, the Southern Miss commit, and Cam Ackers, who's the #1 recruit in the state of Mississippi.
Well, the Vikings defense forced a 3-and-out on the first drive of the game for the Arrows. Arrows will come out here in the shotgun formation. Stacked wide receivers at the line of scrimmage. Man comes in motion. Ackers will keep it straight up the middle. Vikings will corral him after about a gain of 1, and they are doing a good job so far here on Ackers.
Yeah, obviously you're going to key on Ackers. I mean, he's your #1 threat, but he can trip you up if you're not careful and get it off to Mayberry or get it deep too. He's got a cannon arm.
So it'll be second down here and 9 here for the Arrows. Ackers waiting on the snap. Now he looks to the sideline for the play as Vikings were showing that they were going to bring a blitz. See what the Vikings do here. Ackers gives assignments to his lineman. He's at 4 wide receivers, 2 to each side. There's the snap back. It's a handoff straight up the middle.
Got a whistle on the
And
play.
there is a whistle flag here on the near side, and it will be against the Arrows for illegal motion.
I didn't see who moved. I don't know if you did, Jeremy, but
It was the wide receiver, and the cornerback kind of baited him. I saw the corner bail, and as soon as he did, the wide receiver moved prior to the ball being snapped. So it'll be second down now and 14 here for the Arrows.
well, Vikings just give it right back
Yeah.
because it looks like Jay Sean Archer jumps offside there and give them the 5 yards back. So we're going to go back to a second and 9.
Second and 9. All right, so back-to-back penalties, 1 against the Vikings, 1 against the Arrows. And they do that. Ackers will give you that hard count and then look to the sideline for the play, or he may just go ahead and snap it. Let's see what he does here. As he looks to the sideline for the play instead of snapping it. 4 wide receiver set with Mayberry in the I formation back, or in the pistol formation back behind him. There is the snap. It's a handoff to the tailback straight up the middle. Vikings meet him right at the line of scrimmage. Or he pushes to about the 25.
Right, he pushed forward for about 2 or 3 yards, probably 3 yards after the initial hit, but a good job stacking it up. Just have to keep your feet. Once you wrap them up, you got to lock in and keep your feet going forward because the Clinton line was pushing us forward a little bit that time. But brings up a 3rd and 6, Jeremy.
It is a 3rd and 6 upcoming here for the Arrows. See if the Vikings can again win 3rd down and get off the field and get the ball back to their offense. Ackers in the shotgun again. Hard count. Vikings don't draw. 2 wide receivers split right at the line, stacked to each side. This is going to be Ackers. There's a snapback. Ackers looking to throw. Has time. Will step, fire it out, and it's complete. Out across the 30 and run out of bounds there right at the 31 will be enough for a 1st down.
Yeah, Christian Johnson, inside receiver, does a down and out, and just nice throw right on the money, just past the 1st down marker.
5:35 left here in the 1st quarter. 7-0 Vikings leading in this ball game.
Vikings looked like they were in zone coverage there. He just slipped in underneath the cornerback who was dropped, kind of looked like they had a 3 deep, and he just slipped under him for a quick hitter to the right flat.
Ackers this time will have 3 wide receivers, 2 split out here to the near side, 1 all alone up top. Man coming in motion across the formation. Ackers takes a snap, keep it, trying to bounce it to the outside, and now gets here across the 30. DeMarcus Jones will meet him right there as he pushes across the 40 and will get to the 42-yard line. Should be a 1st down, but a flag comes flying in here.
Flag could be something.
I think this actually may be a face mask, or
well,
it could be an illegal block.
Well, that's what I thought it would be, but I see some WC players point towards Clinton. But it is a face mask.
It is a face mask. So
the
Arrows,
Ackers,
yeah.
Well, Ackers just did an amazing job getting out of the trouble there, and that led to the face mask when he broke it free. But good job by DeMarcus Jones staying at home, because once he gets out in the open field, he's trouble. But DeMarcus, even though it was a 1st down, really nice job of open field tackling.
That's right. Moves the ball to the 47-yard line of the Arrows, and they'll break it 1st and 10 here. Ackers in the shotgun. All alone in the backfield. There's a snap back. He's rolling to the far side of the field. Now being chased. He'll swing it down. He's got a man wide open. Caught at the 35 and knocked off his feet inside the 30. Down to about the 26-yard line.
Yeah, beautiful throw on the run. I mean, just put that right on the money. The receiver slipped. The short man, the short coverage guy was Charles Schwartz. Shockey Shaw was in the deep coverage, and he slipped between them on the right side, and just a gorgeous throw on the money for a nice 1st down and pickup of about 20 yards.
Yeah, down to the 26-yard line. Arrows on the move. Look at how many offensive linemen they have. Does that not look like Starkville? Just,
yeah.
You've got 7 men on the offensive line here for the Arrows. Ackers will take the snap and keep it straight up the middle, and he's met as he crosses the 24. He's still on his feet pushing. He's across the 20 and finally dropped. It's just raw power by Cam Ackers.
Yeah, he was met about 2 yards past the line of scrimmage. He picks up 7.
Well, that's the play that we saw a lot against Starkville, that they ran, just immediate snap, and Vikings did a good job of meeting him at the point of contact, but you just see the power of Cam Ackers.
Yeah, nice push by the line too, Jeremy. They were not quitting either. There was a pile of arrows just pushing forward. Don't be surprised if you see something similar here.
Bunched wide receivers here to the near side. Man in motion across the formation. Play action. Ackers rolls out. We'll swing it out, and he's got it complete. Inside the 15 will be enough for a 1st down. It's all the way down to the 14-yard line. And Ackers just finding the holes in the zone.
Yep. They flooded, Clinton flooded the right side flat, 1 man short, 1 man in the middle, 1 man deep. And generally you're going to find somebody open when you do that. And if the quarterback can put it on the money, you got a 1st down. In this case, he did put it on the money again. He's throwing great right now, Jeremy. His throws are right on target.
Yes, they are. And quickly we'll break the huddle. Same formation. There is the snap. Straight up the middle by Ackers. He gets in here to the near side, cuts it to the 10. He's to the 5, and he'll walk into the end zone for a touchdown.
You know what he does? He does a nice job of diving and ducking into the hole, and you think he's about to go in that hole, and then he kicks it out to the side. For a big guy, you know, Ackers is 215 pounds, 6 foot 215. For a big guy, you don't see lateral movement like that, and he does. He's got that ability to tuck it in the hole, slide step out to the side, and then there's nobody there to get him.
Well, Ackers extended a couple plays in this drive, and now he's got the Arrows in the end zone, an extra point from tying it up. There's the snap back. It's down. It's up on its way, and it's good. We're tied at 7, 3:26 left in the 1st quarter. We'll send it back. This is Vikings football on V105.5.
Morning, Gary. We are GetSchooled.com. You want a college education, don't you?
You know you do.
That's why we're here. We're free and here to guide you through every step of the way, starting with attendance. Gary, financial aid forms. Picking a college, man. You and us. We go together like tacos and Tuesday.
And I love tacos. Go to getschool.com.
Big last time. Position, and this is a pooch kick to the far side of the field. Fair catch by Standish, and he'll take it in at the 32-yard line.
Yeah, Colin Standish, one of our starting receivers there, to fair catch it as the up back. Pretty good field position for the Vikings. And I mentioned earlier some of the offensive linemen for the Vikings. Of course, we got Jesse Wilson at quarterback. You'll see Joe Shorter and DeMarcus Jones at running back, and then we have our receivers, Standish, Sean Terrence Walton, and Terrell Roby will be starting. Others will play. We'll see probably Corey Wilson out there some, in addition to Henry Banks and a couple others. In fact, Corey Wilson coming on in this set.
I stood next to the kid. He's much taller than I thought he was earlier today. So bunch formation here to the near side as Wilson will operate here from the shotgun from his own 32-yard line, 1st and 10. There's a snap back, play action, looking to throw. He's in all kind of trouble now. He will sling it out, and it's going to be incomplete. Did have a man here, which was Shorter at the 30, and to bring up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, really good pursuit there by Jacoby Hearn, the big linebacker for Clinton. I mean, he just had a beat on Wilson on that one and slammed him to the turf after he threw it away.
So there's 2nd down and 10 here for the Vikings. So we're knotted up at 7. Second drive of the night here for the Vikings. Wilson does take the snap, and it's a handoff straight up the middle, and not much doing. Maybe a couple of yards there, so 3rd and long upcoming here for the Vikings.
You look at the Clinton defense now, and they've stacked it in tight, Jeremy. I was noticing before that play, they had a safety back about 10 yards deep, corners up tight, everybody else up near the line of scrimmage. All their defensive linemen, of course, and their linebackers were in there tight. So I think we're going to see the same thing here, even with Vikings in a pretty obvious passing down. Arrows are up tight.
They are. So 3rd and long here, 3 wide receiver set. Vikings need 8 for a 1st down. DeMarcus Jones across the formation, and it will be a handoff to Jones, and he will spin across the 35 and wrestle down at the 37, maybe the 38, but a flag will come flying in, and it will be a hold against the Vikings, and I'm sure the Arrows are just going to decline this and force the punt. You know, they actually may take this penalty.
Wow, they're looking like they may want to take it. I'd be shocked.
Because the Vikings will be kicking into the wind. It could flip the field position a little more for them.
Well,
and now they're going to decline it. Okay.
They're going to decline. That's the right move there if you're Clinton. Although maybe he's thinking they could go for it here, but it's still a 4th and 4.
Yeah.
And I'd be shocked if the Vikings go for it here at their own 38-yard line with a 4th and 4.
Yeah, so they'll send on the punting unit here. They need 4 for a 1st down. 2:37 left here in the 1st quarter. We're knotted at 7 as Hobson is back deep to punt this away. The Arrows will send Reginald Landings back to receive this kick. And there is a snap back to Hobson. And it's going to be a fake. He's going to keep it. He's going to get to the 40, and he's not going to get the 1st down. The Arrows will stop him, and the Vikings will turn it over on downs.
Yep, just bad decision there. I don't know if it was a called fake or if it was an impromptu, but Clinton stops them, and they're going to take over with great field position.
Yeah, they will. They will be at the Viking 40-yard line to start this drive with the game knotted at 7. Well, the coaching staff is clearly, they're pulling all the stops here. They understand this is a big game.
Yeah, but I don't know that we need to do any trickery here, because I think we've got a good solid team that matches up well with the Arrows, but it is what it is. 4th 1st down for the Arrows.
Well, the Arrows will again line up. Is that 7 offensive linemen? The same set we saw against Starkville. There's the snap. Ackers will keep it off the right side, running room to the 40, the 45, inside the 30, and dives down to about the 26-yard line.
Yeah, Ackers came around the end, and he put his head down, and Shockey Shaw took the brunt of that hit, but he held on to him and brought him down. Sometimes you got to take those hard hits and just make sure you kind of wrap up and bring them down with you.
So first down for the Arrows. They pick up first 14 on first down. And again, back to this power set. Same deal we saw with Starkville. Vikings are going to have to figure out how to defend this, or we're going to see this all night long.
Yep. As you mentioned before the game, we've seen this a lot. Probably see it with other teams, and we're probably going to see it a lot tonight, Jeremy.
The Arrows did not run this when Vikings played last time. They do now. There's the snap back. Cam looking to throw. He has
looks
under
like
pressure.
A holding. Yep, they're going to call that one.
Now he splits out to the 30, the 25, on his feet to the 20 and out of bounds right at the 16-yard line. But yes, you do mention there is a flag for holding all the way back to the 32, and this one's coming back.
Yeah, Hobson did kind of a delayed blitz there. When he came in, the guy just grabbed him, and he had a chance to get the quarterback, and the offensive lineman just kind of grabbed him and turned him around. So Vikings will march this one back 10 yards from the spot, which was back in the backfield, so that should be a push the Arrows way back there.
This will march it all the way back to the 42-yard line. They started their drive at the 40, so now they're 2 yards back further than where they started, so that's a big penalty. They got a long way to go, 26 yards for a first down here. And officials have play stopped so Ackers can tie his shoe.
They got to make sure he gets his shoe tied now. You don't want your star player with his shoe untied. 1:44 here left in the first quarter. Score knotted at 7.
More conventional style here for the Arrows now with trips here to the near side with the wide receiver split up top and Mayberry off to the left here of Ackers. See what the Vikings do here. There's a snap. And it's going to be a handoff to Mayberry as he works off the far side of the field. And he pushes across the 40 and run out of bounds at the 38-yard line.
Yeah, nice job. Charlie Hill kind of had him by the jersey and hung on long enough with some help from Shockey Shaw, who was coming up for support. So not bad for the Viking defense. Only gave up a few yards. It's still 2nd and 22.
Oof, man, that's a long way to go. Well, Ackers will operate from the shotgun. Same formation here.
Watch the quick out on a hitch route here on this left side to one of these receivers.
Vikings are a yard off of the ball. If you're looking, Briggs, a yard off the ball right there on the defensive line.
They do that a lot, Jeremy. That's something that they've done for many years.
There's a snapback and be fired. It's a quick hitter, and it is complete inside the 25.
That was the route I expected them to run. That's what I was calling, but I ran it to the right side where they had isolation with the right receiver and man coverage out there, Shockey Shaw. But Clinton likes to run that play a lot, Jeremy. They like to run that quick hitch. They'll run a guy down about 7 or 8 yards, just turn him around, and Ackers will throw a bullet to him.
So 3rd and 8 upcoming here. There's a chance to try to pick up the first down. They had 1st and 26 to 3rd and 8.
Play clock and game clock are about even with 8 seconds left here in the first quarter.
There is a snapback. It is a handoff to Mayberry, and he will work off the right side. He's to the 20, diving towards the marker, and it's going to be close, maybe about a half yard shy, depends on the spot. And that's the way the first quarter will end. 7-7 our score. We'll send it back to the station. This is Vikings football on V105.5.
Morning, Gary. We are GetSchooled.com. You want a college education, don't you?
You know you do.
Yeah, but I don't know where to start. That's why we're here. We're free, handsome,
I think we're breathtaking.
and here to guide you through every step of the way, starting with attendance. Gary, financial aid forms. Biology homework, G. I got this. Is that Bran? Colleges love extracurricular activities.
Chess really isn't my thing.
I got this. Doesn't matter. Go ahead. Picking a college, man. You and us. We go together like tacos and Tuesday.
And I love tacos.
Fire and ice.
Those don't really go together. Go to GetSchooled.com for more info.
Yeah, they've already got 2 wide receivers set in their formation where they're going to be. Yep. They're going to come – actually, all 3 of their wide receivers are out there. So this is going to be a break the huddle, quickly to the line of scrimmage, and either get a hard count or this is going to be a trick play.
The scoreboard just went out, Jeremy, so nothing's going to happen here for a few minutes so they can get that back up and running. It's still showing 0 first quarter, but now they've 12 minutes second quarter. So referee blows the whistle.
And here's a quick break, quickly to the line of scrimmage. There's a snap back. It's to Ackers. He sidesteps a man, has the first down, powers inside the 10, and will get down to the 5-yard line. Boy,
so elusive. I mean, he was going to be stopped in the backfield, and he just did that little slide step, and it's amazing. He's, as big as he is, that he can jump that quickly to one side, but he does it.
Well, it's 1st and goal here for the Arrows as they look to take the lead. They never led last time they were here, and they're looking to get the lead for the first time this season on the Vikings. And they'll quickly break the huddle again. 7 men on the line of scrimmage. Now man comes in motion as Mayberry. There's a snap back. They'll hand it to Mayberry, sweeping towards the far side. He'll walk into the end zone uncontested for a touchdown. And I just saw a lightning strike or flash here off to my right.
Let's hope it's a flash from a camera and not a lightning strike.
Well, the Arrows now take the lead 13-7 with 11:36 left here before the half. Waiting on the extra point to see if they can't go up by 7. There is a snap. It's down the kick up on its way. High enough, and it's good. 14-7 the score. Arrows leading. We'll send it back to the stations. Vikings football on V105.5.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. At work or at play, you're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track.
Oh, hey. She's cute. Nice going, man.
Things are going great for you. You've earned a night out. Good drinks, good friends. Yeah, we can go ahead and call this a good night. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Not smart. Yeah, I saw that coming. Say goodbye to her. Ouch, that'll hurt your bank account. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. I hope you like eating frozen dinners. Alone. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
And we welcome you back as the Arrows getting ready to kick the ball off to the Vikings. And here is the kick, just sky kick to the far side of the field. Quick fair kick signaled and taken in at the 31. So that is where the Vikings will start their second drive, or their third drive tonight, Briggs. And this time they come out trailing 14-7.
Yeah, Jalen Allen there on the fair catch. Viking offense needs to get going again. They had a really good first series. That last one, not so good, just 3 and out. We talked about it a lot. The Viking offense has to be productive tonight. We've got to get a lot of points out of the offense because we know Clinton's going to score points.
They scored 4 touchdowns in the second half last time these two teams played, so we know they can score. And they just haven't turned it over like they did in game 1. So here comes Wilson out in the shotgun formation with 3 wide receivers here to the near side. He's got one all alone up top. Arrows playing tight coverage. There's the snap. And it's going to be a handoff to Jones, who cuts inside. Jones across the 45, the 50. Jones in a foot race as he breaks it loose across the 30, 35, 20, 25, 10, 5. And he's going to be tackled down at the 1-yard line.
Wow, foot race. 2 great athletes, DeMarcus Jones and Cameron White. And Jones just kept him at bay until the 1-yard line. But that was a heck of a good run. I mean, he was in trouble back near the line of scrimmage, and he turned it up. I think Jesse Wilson thought it was a touchdown. He's running off the field, but the coaches have to send him back. It's down at the 1. So Vikings, I expect, will get into the power package here, Jeremy, and try to punch this one in.
Well, Jones checks out. Here comes Shorter. It's just the advantage you have when you can just pull one out and you lose no productivity because the next one's just as good. And it is a power package here. Vikings looking to tie this game up. There's a snap. It's a handoff to Shorter, who pushes it to the end zone. It is a touchdown for Warren Central.
Vikings run 2 slot backs, and they run it where one slot back goes forward, the other one cuts across the formation just in front of the running back, and he's got a full steam ahead and just dives into the end zone. Full head of steam, excuse me.
Vikings are an extra point away from tying this game up. As this is exactly what we expected, Briggs.
Yep, offensive shootout, and we expect it to be a high-scoring game, Jeremy. Shane Lewis on for the extra point.
There is a snapback. It's down. The kick is up, on its way, and there are flags prior. And it's a false start against the Vikings, so they'll back it up.
Yeah,
make it a little longer extra.
Right, and we need to make sure we get our kick. Those are awfully close to being blocked. It seems like they're just slightly slow. I don't know if it's the snap or the hold or the actual kick, but just seems like it's taking just a touch too long.
It's not a rhythm kick. Watch Shane. He's got he'll get better at this, but he waits for the ball to be down prior to the approach.
Well, keep in mind he's a freshman.
He is. There's the snap. It's down. This kick is up on the way. He gets it off, and he splits the uprights. We're tied 11:08 here before the half. We'll send it back to the station. It's Vikings football on V105.5.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. God, no.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early.
You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back.
Chasing this kid all night. Welcome you back as there is a return here by Mayberry. He fielded it at the 5, and now he's going to be swarmed under at the 15. And so the Arrows were going to start further back than normal, 1st and 10.
Great kick coverage. Vikings did a good job as a high kick by holding us, which gave them time to get down there. Did a really good job of breaking down. You know, Mayberry's one of those electric players for Clinton, but he got forced to his side, and then a couple of guys joined in to turn him back, and then it was over after that. They just corralled him, and a host of Vikings brought him down at the 15.
Well, knotted at 14 as the Arrows will come out here to start this drive from their own 15-yard line. 10:59 left here in this half. Vikings defense needs to get a stop here as we're running a man onto the field late on defense. Didn't have enough out there.
Yeah, Sam Sales, who is DeMarcus Jones' replacement. I'm sure Clinton is going to be looking that way. Got a little flag coming in from the umpire.
I think this is going to be against the Arrows, so they're going to have 1st and 15 now from their own 10-yard line.
Yeah, Sales is going to come off now, and Jalen Allen, the junior, will come on to take the far corner position.
Well, not sure what happened, but Sales realized there was nobody out on that far side and took off onto the field.
Well, that's normally DeMarcus Jones, Demo's position, and after that 70-yard run, he was probably pretty winded, so I'm sure he was asking for some relief out there, and Sales came on.
All right, Ackers here from his own 10. There's the snapback. Ackers looking to throw. He has time. Will step up, fire deep over the middle, and it's in and out of the hands of Ragland at the 24-yard line.
Wow, good throw, but fortunately, Reginald Landing, I think.
Excuse me.
Yeah, he was. That was right on the money. Probably should have had that one. They're working the zone, Jeremy.
They are.
You know, I don't know if that's maybe one of those kind of bend but don't break mentalities, but they've been very effective throwing in the zone tonight.
Well, you go back and you can tell on that play, Vikings did not rush down. They maintained gap assignments. You don't want Ackers to get loose into the open field. As he'll operate 2nd and 10 from his own 10-yard, 2nd and 15 from his own 10. He's back to pass again, looking to throw. He'll swing it out, and it is complete near the original line of scrimmage, and he's bumped out right at the 16, maybe 17-yard line. So a 3rd and long upcoming here. And Briggs, if you can get this stop, it would be huge.
Yep. We got a 3rd and long. They've run the hitch route a lot. They've done it 2 or 3 times tonight. Ran it a lot against us first time. I wouldn't be surprised if they go back to it here one more time. Try to drag a guy about 9 yards deep and turn him around, see if he can lean forward for a first.
Well, crowd starting to make some noise here. Trying to encourage this defense here. As we've got 3rd and 9 here from the 17-yard line, or the 16-yard line, excuse me. There's a snapback. Ackers looking to throw. He has time. He will fire over the middle of the field, and it is caught by Mayberry out over the 35 to the 36-yard line. wide open in the middle of the field, and it's a first down.
Yeah, great throw and catch. I mean, he's putting it right on the money, and Mayberry knew he was going to get hit after he caught it, but he just gathered it in, and first down for the Ackers. Boy, that's tough one for the Vikings, because he had I wouldn't say he was wide open. He had a couple of guys closing in on him, 2 or 3 guys closing in on him, but I mean, with a good throw like that and a good catch, that's what you get. 3
straight third down conversions here for the Arrows. And they've got it at the 36. There's a snap. Cam will keep it straight up the middle, and he's just moving the pile out across the 40 to the 43-yard line. That is just power. Man.
Yeah.
Nice run there by Ackers. He gets about 6, maybe even 7 on the play. We'll give him 7, so 2nd and 3 here as we approach 10 minutes to play in the half. We're knotted at 14.
Yeah, I think the approach with Ackers has been to contain, make them work for their first downs and for their drives, but so far so good for Clinton on that.
Ackers looks to the sideline for the play. Needs 3 here for the first down. They've got the ball moving left to right. Ball close to the far hash. There's a snap back, and it is a keeper by Ackers straight up the middle. He absorbed a hit, spin inside the 50, and going to be stood up at the 49 of the Vikings, and it is a first down for Ackers.
Wow. Yeah, he took a hit, and he gave a hit, too.
So, be 1st and 10 as the Arrows are inside Vikings territory. They actually spotted at the 48-yard line. As a drive that started at their 15-yard line, or I guess really even 10-yard line, they've moved it.
Yeah, rain's starting to come down a little bit heavier now, Jeremy.
Yeah, I can actually see it. Ackers takes the snap, play action, looking to throw. He's under kind of pressure. He's going to fire deep. He's looking for his man. It's going to be intercepted by the Vikings. Spin move out across the 50, and they're going to say he's out of bounds at the 44-yard line.
Big play, Shockey Shaw on the interception. Ackers just overthrew that one just a little bit, and Shaw was right there, Johnny on the spot. Big play for the defense to get the ball back in good field position. Got a lot of pressure there, too. I think it was Caleb Boyette, maybe on the line of scrimmage, and somebody else putting pressure on Ackers to make him throw it before he wanted to, and I think that's what kind of really precipitated that interception.
Vikings got a chance now to get the lead as they'll spot it at the 44. Rain really coming down here, Briggs. Now you're playing football protection. You don't want to put it on the ground. A big hit could be a costly turnover.
Yeah, got to secure the ball, play efficient, sharp here.
Wilson in motion across the formation. Jesse will keep it, and he will run to the line of scrimmage where he will get maybe a yard for he's driven backwards. Gets to the 45, and it'll be 2nd and 9.
He ran into a wall there. It looked like he might break out to the outside where there was a hole, but at some point he just kind of tucked his head to see if he could plow through it. But Clinton defensive line was there to stop it pretty quick. I think that was Jonathan Lott, the defensive lineman for Clinton, that drove him down.
Several substitutions here for the Vikings.
It's coming down pretty hard now, raining pretty hard here at Viking Field.
And Lamar Gray, the tailback, there's a snap, and it's going to be a handoff to Gray, looking for some running room, cuts it back, and he's going to be swarmed under at the line of scrimmage, and nothing doing. They may give forward progress a yard, so 3rd down and 8 upcoming here with Lamar's first carry of the night.
Yeah, I think Clinton knows that, it's raining hard, that we're more than likely going to run the ball, so they're just stacking up here at the line of scrimmage, and hard for our offensive line to get much push against this big defensive front for Clinton.
Well, the first time really this year the Vikings have really played in a downpour, really since the opening game of the season where it wasn't quite raining like this. But see what they can do here. 3rd down and 8 as Wilson operates from the shotgun. There is a snap. Hands off to DeMarcus, sweeping to the far side of the field, trying to get to the corner. And DeMarcus is in trouble. And he fumbles the football. And who got onto it?
Got a flag on the play, too, coming from the back judge, probably in the area of holding. A lot of times in those sweep plays, that jet sweep, when it strings it out, you can see the holds a lot easier if they happen. So I think that's probably what's going to be called here.
Well, he fumbled the football right at the line of scrimmage, and Vikings able to recover it, but it's going to be 4th down.
Yeah, about 4th and 9, 8 or 9 yards. So I'm sure Clinton will decline the holding penalty, and the Vikings will be forced to punt. This could be a little tricky. You just talked about holding onto the ball, and there we go. We cough it up. Thankfully, we kept possession of it, but our punt team's going to have to come on, and between the reception of the snap and then the kick to the punt returner, you have to be real careful here on these kind of plays.
Well, no wind. I don't see the flag blowing here. As this rain coming straight down. Hobson has the snap. And here is the punt, and it's a wobbly right off the end of his foot.
Why is he trying to touch it?
And it just rolls down inside the 10 and will die at the 9. It wasn't a pretty punt, but it was effective as Hobson got it inside the 9, or down to the 9, so that's where the Arrows will take over.
What I was talking about was Shockey Shaw was down there on the coverage, and the ball was hitting and rolling, and it rolled about another 20 yards from where it hit, but he looked like he was trying to touch the ball to down it. There was no reason to do that when the ball's heading towards the end zone.
Well, now this is going to be the team that can hang on to the football tonight, Briggs. The
Yeah.
Arrows are turned over by an interception, but both teams running it a lot here. Arrows will start from the 9, 7:25 left here before the half. We're knotted at 14 apiece.
Yeah, look for the Arrows to do the same thing, try to run this ball instead of putting it up in the air.
This is where your managers come in play right here. Ackers takes the snap. It's high, and he's going to keep it. He's going to work off the near side. He's in trouble, and he's going to be swarmed under right at the 10-yard line. They're going to give him forward progress to the 11, so 2 yards on the carry as Ackers just bear hugs the football to keep the Vikings from punching it loose.
Yeah, really good job out here on the left end. Caleb Boyette, and I think that was Charlie Hill, did a great job of getting upfield, Jeremy, and they broke down where Ackers couldn't. A lot of times when you don't break down, he'll make you miss. But if you break down, you can let him dance a little bit, and then your help comes, and you can take him down. That's what Boyette, and I think it was Hill, did on that play. May have been Shaw in there, too.
6:47 left here before the half. Arrows with the ball at their own 11-yard line. Man in motion across formation. There's a snap. Ackers gathers it, and he cuts here to the near side, runs through a couple of tackles, out across the 20, pushes to the 25-yard line. Will have a first down. Man.
Vikings had him back there for a short gain, and he just broke a few tackles and got the first down.
You cannot arm tackle a kid with that kind of strength. You got to do nice form tackling.
Actually, and one of those hits I saw was pretty good pop, and it looked like he was trying to wrap him up. I couldn't see who that was, but he just shucked him off and kept on going. He's a powerful guy.
Ball marked from play here. They've got 7 offensive linemen again. There's a snap back at the handoff to the tailback, straight up the middle. He's met at the 30 and pushes up to about the 32-yard line. Nice run there, about 7 yards there, Briggs.
Yeah, a lot of tough running and hitting there going on. It's just a physical game right now, and I expect that's what it's going to be as long as this rain keeps coming.
Arrows again looking to the sideline for the play. The wind is starting to really pick up here. I see the flag really blowing. Trips to the far side of the field here for Ackers. He takes the snap, and it's going to be a handoff to Mayberry. He's in all kind of trouble. He's going to be dropped for a loss all the way back to the 27-yard line.
Yeah, read option play by the Arrows. He handed it off to Mayberry, and Zacchaeus Doss, great job staying at home, and he was just right on it from the time that Mayberry got the handoff.
So instead of a 2nd and 7, they go to 2nd and 3. They go to 3rd and 7 on the 4-yard loss. And the Vikings have a chance to get off the field here on 3rd down and get the ball back in the hands of their offense with 5:25 left here before the half. Be a huge stop here for the defense if they could they get the Arrows off the field here. But the Arrows will go in a 4 wide receiver set. There's the snap back. Ackers looking to throw. He has time. Steps up. Will fire it, and he's got it complete for the first down.
They're wearing us out on these short passes right now. It's just pick your poison, as I said earlier. You got Ackers running it, and then they've got a good staple of receivers, and Arrows just looking for the quick out just past the first down sticks.
Well, it's kind of getting to the point, if you're going to stay home right there at the line of scrimmage, you're going to have to bring an extra man to see if you can't get the pressure and force him to get rid of it a little sooner if you're going to play that coverage. There's the snap back, handoff straight up the middle, and a nice gain across the 40 to the about the 44-yard line. About 7 there.
Yeah, they're hitting the inside pretty hard. And got Terrell Smith coming back on the field for the Vikings as a defensive tackle.
There is a snap back again, and it's a handoff to Mayberry, and again he's going to push across the 45. We'll have enough for the first down to the 47-yard line, and it's just power football at this point now, Briggs.
Yeah, the Vikings weren't quite ready on that one. Looked like they were still getting into position when that ball was snapped. But they're going to have to gear up and get ready here. And they're staying on the field a lot, Jeremy.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen our defense out there a whole lot tonight. They're going to have to get a second win here and see if they can stop the Arrows again.
Arrows started this drive with their own 9. They're out to their own 47 right now. Just power football right now for them as they've got a 3 wide receiver set. There is the snap, and it's going to be a handoff to Mayberry, and he's going to be dropped after about a gain of 2 to the 49-yard line. Second down upcoming.
Yeah, good job. I think that was with DeMonte Stamps, and maybe a little help there from somebody else. I couldn't pick up the number, but shed his blocker there at the line of scrimmage and did a good job tackling Mayberry after a 1.5, 2-yard gain.
Briggs, you go back really right before the end of the first quarter. The Arrows have now converted on 5 straight third downs here.
Yeah, I think their only punt was the very first series of the game.
And there is a snap, and Ackers will keep it. He pushes across the 50, across the 45 to the 44, and he will be a couple of yards shy of the first down.
You know, one of the things he does, he waits for his trap blocker, and once he gets a little opening, he's coming full speed and just putting his head down. And when he hits the hole, you got a 215-pound strong running back that's coming in with the head of steam, and he is got the head down. I mean, he's coming at him head down.
Well, Coach Morgan talked about getting off the field on third down. They knew they were going to give him some plays tonight, but got to get off the field here on third down. Landing is the wide receiver here to the near side as the Arrows quickly break the huddle. There is a snap back to Ackers. He will keep it, sidestep a man, and he will have the first down to the 41-yard line.
He's just so good at that sidestep. It just drives you crazy as a defensive fan and a defensive coach, I'm sure, because our guys are there a lot of times, and he just evades that tackler and picks up the yardage he needs for the first down.
3:10 left here before the half. Arrows just methodically marching it down the field here as we're knotted at 14 apiece. They've got it to the Viking 41-yard line, be 1st and 10 as the Arrows are trying.
It's like we may see a timeout from the Arrows. They're walking, kind of moseying over towards the sidelines with about 15 seconds left on the play clock.
And there will be a timeout. We'll take it with them. Timeout for the Arrows. This is Vikings football here on V105.5.
Okay, so we drowned the fire. Yep. Stirred it. Drowned it again. And now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. Already posted it. Line of scrimmage. And now there is a flag thrown on the far side of the field, and they're going to say, well, he signaled
encroachment on the offense. It looks like one of their guys may have lined up off sides. You
That
don't see that often.
No, you don't. You do not see that very often at all. Encroachment against the offense, just not lined up a little past the line of scrimmage. Wow. So make it move it back to the 46-yard line. And Ackers will operate here in the pistol. There's the snap. It's a handoff to Mayberry as he works off this right side, and he's going to be spun down after about a gain of 4.
Nice job by Cameron Ellis. I mean, he was just hanging on for dear life. If Mayberry would have gotten outside of him, it could have been a real big game, but Ellis hung on to the jersey and wrestled him down with some help from a couple of guys on the outside.
Well, Mayberry was split out here in the slot this time as Ackers will operate from the shotgun, 3 wide receivers. This has usually been a situation where he runs it or he looks for landing over the middle.
Yeah, he sees the Viking defense is cheated up. We've got a lot of guys in the box, so look for the Arrows maybe to switch up the play a little bit.
There's a snap back. He's looking to throw. He's going to swing it out, and he's incomplete, looking for landings, and he hit him in stride at the 30, and he dropped it.
Well, they had the right call for sure because the Viking safeties were up in blitz formation, and there was nobody in the center of the field. That was man coverage by Shaw, and Landing had a step on him, Jeremy. Had that one been on the money, could have been 6 points.
Oh, no kidding. So a 3rd down now and 12 here for the Arrows. Vikings really need to get off the field here on 3rd down and force a punt. And you can do that if you can hold them to a minimal gain or no gain here, Briggs.
Yeah, they really need to hold them to a no gain or short gain, as you said, because I think anything within about 5 yards, Clinton will be going for it on 4th.
There's a snapback. Arrows looking to throw.
Ball
It's fumbled.
loose.
It's fumbled, and Ackers will fall on it back at midfield. Unbelievable. A break for the Vikings. 2:08 left. Let's see if Coach Morgan calls a timeout, and he will.
You know what? That was almost a break for the Vikings and then almost a break for the Arrows, because when he reached back to throw that ball, it slipped out of his hands. DeMonte Stamps was coming on the rush, and had DeMonte probably looked quicker, he was going for Ackers, which is the right thing to do. If he could have adjusted his body a little bit, he could have landed on that ball. It was a real close play and could have been a fumble recovery, but nonetheless, the Arrows keep it with 2 minutes and 2 seconds left here in the second quarter. Game knotted at 14.
Well, we've seen the Arrows punt tonight. They've got a really good kicker, so they will be punting this ball away when we come back from this timeout. And wind is kind of blowing across the field, Briggs, from kind of right to left if you're kind of looking across the field.
Yeah, it's blowing, I guess that would kind of be from the west to east, or maybe a little bit southwest to northeast. But rain's still coming down pretty steady here at Viking Stadium.
We have 2:02 left here as it's 4th and 19. Walker Birchfield for the Arrows, the junior, will be back to punt this away as Sean Terrence Walton will go back and he stand right about his 15-yard line. Got to watch the fake here. The Arrows aren't above faking it either. There is a snapback. It's high and long. Vikings come from a block and they don't get it. But it is a nice punt, but it goes sailing out of bounds. Let's see where it goes out of bounds. His official is marking it up.
Yeah, the Arrows snap is real slow. Birchfield does a good job getting rid of the kick. The snap was slow. We had 3 guys coming in on the rush there. Charlie Hill got blocked really well by their up back, and the other 2 just couldn't quite get in there fast enough. They're doing a good job. Obviously, Clinton's doing a good job at the line of scrimmage detaining our guys, because those the snaps are not getting back there rapidly.
Well, the ball is spotted at the 23-yard line. The wind kind of carried that one out. He was kicking toward that side, but the wind took it the rest of the way. So with 2 timeouts and 1:48 left, we'll start from the 23. There is a snap. Wilson keeps it himself straight up the middle, sidesteps a man and dives out across the 30-yard line to about the 31, maybe the 32, as the Vikings will quickly get back to the line of scrimmage. DeMarcus Jones now checking into the game as Corey Wilson comes off the field.
A nice pickup of 7 or 8 yards. Good, tough running by Jesse Wilson.
1:30 on the clock as the Vikings trying to get set here. And there is the snap, and it's going to be a play action, firing it deep, looking down the sideline for his man, and it's intercepted by the Arrows. Oh, they're going to say incomplete. Caught out of bounds.
Yep.
Wow, what a break.
And great coverage. That was to Sean Terrence Walton. Had no separation. He was covered like a blanket. Fortunate for the Vikings, that throw was out of bounds. And I think, I can't see the number for sure, I think it was Christian Johnson over there on that coverage with Clinton, but really had Walton blanketed there. So we got a 3rd and 3 here. We sure don't want to give it back to Clinton with 1:17 left here in the second quarter.
So Wilson will be in the shotgun here, looking for the first down. Got 3 wide receivers. There is a snap. It's going to be a handoff to Shorter, as Shorter's out across the 35, hit from behind, and will fall down at the 38-yard line.
Yeah, clock should stop here with 1:09. First down. Vikings in good field position here. Their own 38, but plenty of time with 2 timeouts left to get something. Maybe 1 timeout left. It's showing on the board. I thought we had 2, though.
I thought we had 2 as well. Shotgun formation here for Wilson as he brings a man in motion. It's a play action, looking to throw. He's going to fire it deep. He's looking for a man, and he well overthrows it, and this one is going to be incomplete. Nearly intercepted there by Cam White.
Yeah, that was a dangerous throw, double coverage. They know Walton's kind of our go-to receiver, double coverage on him, and he didn't even have a chance. I mean, they were one guy was 3 or 4 yards ahead of him, the other one was right on him. So
I think his first read was the Standish over the middle, and he was well covered. And then they tried to go another direction. Michael Thompson just stayed right with Standish.
And he just took a shot to his best receiver and nearly intercepted. So 2nd and 10. There's a snap back. It's going to be a handoff to Jones, sweeping here near side, trying to get the corner out across the 45 and run out of bounds at the 48-yard line.
Wow, that would have been one if he could have just gotten another yard. He kind of intentionally went out of bounds to stop the clock, but just one more yard and he's got the first down. It's going to leave the Vikings with a 3rd and 1 here at the 48-yard line. 44 seconds left on the game clock.
Well, scoreboard still showing one timeout. I'm trying to remember when the first timeout was taken. I do remember where we took the first one. It was Wilson who called it just before the play clock went dead.
Yeah, that was the only one I remember.
Play.
Was there another one?
And Josh took a timeout after the sack.
Okay.
Of the Arrows to preserve time with 2:04 left on the clock. So the Vikings do have a single timeout here.
Looks like they're going to bring on the chains for a measurement, but this one appears to be at least a half a yard short. I may be not seeing it well because the Viking players on our sidelines are covering up the exact spot, but based on where I think it is, and the chains look like they're closer to the 49-yard line, I'm going to guess it's about 3/4 of a yard short. Wow, closer than that.
Yeah, I mean it's close. A couple of Vikings players were signaling like it was first down, but they are talking about chain links here difference for a first down.
They expect the Vikings either to put in the power package or run something where they get a lead blocker up in front of the running back and or Wilson.
You're talking about the nose as the ball is about 2 chain links shy of the first down, Briggs.
Yeah. Clock stops, so there's no rush here. It shouldn't be a rush for the Vikings, but big play because you don't want to have to punt it back to the Arrows here late in the game. You'd love to get a score here for the Vikings before the end of the first half.
Don't need a penalty here. Just need to get the first down and get back up to the line of scrimmage here. See if you can get some points for the half as we're at 44 seconds left here. Ball at the 48 of the Vikings. Wilson takes the snap. He will keep it himself, works here near side, and he will dive out across the 50-yard line. Second effort will have the first down. Unbelievable.
Yeah, that was all Jesse. Well, he got hit a yard behind the line of scrimmage, and he just rolled off that hit and dove forward for the first down.
Clock is stopped with 39 seconds as they get the change set.
I'll probably spike the ball
here.
Yeah,
I think you should spike it here to preserve your timeout.
Clock running.
Clock is now running. Jamarcus in motion. There's a snap. Play action. It's going to be a reverse looking to throw fire deep, and it's caught by Jones out across the 45, and he's going to be dropped in play, and Coach Morgan will have to call a timeout. Whoa.
I thought that was 6 points the other way. When he threw it, the Clinton defender was in much better position to catch it than the Viking receiver, DeMarcus Jones, and fortunately he kind of slipped a little bit, and DeMarcus kind of turned his back to it and caught it in the breadbasket, and fortunately for the Vikings, it was a completion. The bad thing is the Vikings have to use their final timeout, and they're at the 43-yard line with 24 seconds left here in the second quarter.
They wanted to go deep on that play, just a kind of fake reverse and go deep. And again, the Arrows not biting on it. They stayed with their man and really kind of forced Wilson to go underneath. And like you said, just fortunate. The Arrows have done a good job so far, Briggs, on defense of not allowing a man to get behind them and not getting caught looking into the backfield.
Absolutely. The Arrows have done a much better job defensively here tonight than they did the first round against the Vikings.
Rain is still coming down, but it's slacked up a lot here. So we had a 2nd down and 3. Ball at the 43 of the Arrows. 24 seconds left. We're knotted at 14. Wilson takes the snap, rolls here near side, looking to throw. Now we'll sling it out, and it's going to be caught by Terrence Walton through the hands of DeMarcus Jones. Caught by Terrence Walton at the 31.
You're going to need to get up on the line here and try to spike it, stop the clock, because the clock's going to start running. 17 seconds left on the game clock. Referees are still waiting to spot the ball, so it has not been put into play yet, but it'll get in play quickly.
Wilson is under center. He takes it, and he will just spike it into the ground to stop the clock. Somehow 4 seconds run off on a spike.
Yeah, LSU clock keeper here in Viking Stadium, but actually they'd be the opposite there. It'd be 1 second would have come off, but I think that was probably about 3 seconds is what I would have guessed on that play. But anyway, 13 seconds. Vikings probably have time for 2 more plays, assuming they can stop the clock after the first one.
Well, they're right on the edge of field goal range. I saw them making some from this direction. Standish across the formation, and there are flags thrown.
Yeah, got a little illegal procedure on the Vikings, I believe, unless the Clinton guy came across first. But the left guard of the Vikings rocked back in his stance. And I'm afraid this one's going to go back 5 yards. But good point, Jeremy. The Vikings are, I think if they could pick up 5 to 7 yards, they would definitely be in the position to try a field goal here at the end of the first half.
Now a discussion on the play.
I didn't see if a Clinton defender did anything, but oh wow, unsportsmanlike conduct. They must have mimicked the snap, would be my guess, or did something we didn't see. But big break for the Vikings there.
Yeah. So it's going to mark it off 15. So it's going to be a first down as they're going to move the ball down inside the 20. Wow. Down to the 16, maybe 17-yard lines. With 13 seconds, you've got it.
Critical here. You cannot get sacked, and you've got to get the ball either in the end zone or out of bounds. That's your two options here. And the Vikings, Clinton's going to call a timeout. So I think this really helps the Vikings out because Vikings have no timeouts, Jeremy, and this gives them an opportunity to make sure that the kids know you can't take a sack. You can't be caught in bounds, certainly short of the first down. It may be difficult even if you get a first down, but they got to know either play at the end zone or quick play out of bounds, and then let's get the field goal team on to see if we can add 3 points here before the end of the first half.
Well, this would be a much more manageable field goal if they had to actually attempt the field goal. But I've had some concerns on field goal. It's a slow motion, and the Arrows in that first meeting blocked several kicks against the Vikings because of the slower motion. So you'd really love to go ahead and put it to the end zone, get the lead, because you're going to start with the ball here in the second half. You have a chance to potentially double up the Arrows. And we saw what happened in the first time when the Vikings were able to go up a couple of touchdowns. It really changed the entire game plan for the Arrows and ended up favoring the Vikings.
Yeah, and we saw last week against South Panola, the Vikings had a chance to score at the end of the first half and just didn't manage the clock really well and lost an opportunity to kick a field goal or even score a touchdown. Hopefully they learned a lesson from that last week, and they're going to be sharp here on this play or these two plays that they're going to have a chance to get some points.
Well, I'm looking at Standish here. There is a snap, play action, looking to throw. Wilson's going to set. He's going to launch it toward the end zone. He's got Sean Terrence in the back, and it's incomplete with 7 seconds left on the clock.
Got a holding. Like you talked about. You cannot get a penalty here that pushes you back, but a holding, and it's going to be back in the backfield. So we're talking about 10 yards from the spot of the foul. This could be, Jeremy, like a 17-yard penalty or something. This is really painful for the Vikings.
Yeah.
My goodness.
It puts you
at the 32, 33-yard line. I mean, it's out of field goal position now.
No wind.
Well, with the hard rain coming down and a slick ball, I think it'd be difficult to get a field goal off at this point. I think the Vikings need to try to get a quick out, pick up 8 or 10 yards. They got 7 seconds on the game clock. See if they can get some positive yards, step out of bounds fast.
Well, they're cheating over to Sean Terrence Walton. They're daring another wide receiver to beat him. 7 seconds left here before the half. There's the snap. Wilson rolling here near side, looking to throw. Will set his feet, will fire. It is high and incomplete and goes out of bounds with 2 seconds left. And now they tried to do what you wanted to, what you were calling, but now what do you do?
Well, I think you throw it for the end zone. I mean, I don't think you're going to. It's probably too dangerous on a field goal this deep unless they know something about Lewis's leg that I don't know. This would be a huge kick by any kicker. So they are going to stay on the field and go for it here.
So barring a penalty, this is going to be the final play here of the half. We're knotted at 14, 2 seconds left. Vikings will snap it from their own 30, from the Arrow 33. Wilson in the shotgun. He's back to pass, looking to throw. He's going to step up. He's going to fire deep to the back of the end zone, and it's a caught. Sean Terrence had it, and it's out of bounds. I thought he may have gotten a foot down.
I think that's the right call, and you know what? Just another yard or so short, and that's a touchdown. He had his defender beat, and he just overthrew it. What a shame. Gosh.
Well, that is how the first half will end. We're knotted at 14 apiece. We'll send it back to the station. This is Vikings football here on V105.5.
This Warren Central Viking halftime report presented by Cook Tractor Company since 1988.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. God, no.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early.
You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Morning, Gary. We are GetSchooled.com. You want a college education, don't you? You know you do. That's why we're here. We're free and here to guide you through every step of the way, starting with attendance. Gary, financial aid forms. Picking a college, man. You and us. Go together like tacos and Tuesday.
And I love tacos. Go to GetSchooled.com.
Morning, Gary. We are GetSchooled.com. You want a college education, don't you?
You know you do.
Yeah, but I don't know where to start. That's why we're here. We're free, handsome,
I think we're breathtaking.
and here to guide you through every step of the way, starting with attendance. Gary, financial aid forms. Biology homework, G. I got this. Is that Bran? Colleges love extracurricular activities.
Chess really isn't my thing.
I got this. Doesn't matter. Go ahead. Picking a college, man. You and us. Go together like tacos and Tuesday.
And I love tacos.
Fire and ice.
Those don't really go together. Go to GetSchooled.com for more info.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. At work or at play, you're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Oh, hey, she's cute. Nice going, man. Things are going great for you. You've earned a night out. Good drinks, good friends. Yeah, we can go ahead and call this a good night. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Not smart. Yeah, I saw that coming. Say goodbye to her. Ouch, that'll hurt your bank account. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. I hope you like eating frozen dinners. Alone. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Okay, so we drowned the fire.
Yep.
Stirred it. Drowned it again. And now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. I already posted it.
Hey, you.
Yeah, you.
getting that college education. What are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else? Or will you dare do something different? Like be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills. The smarts? Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget. That'd be cool. Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself? What are you gonna make of me?
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play more. To donate or volunteer, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it. Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
Y'all need.
Good morning, I'm Miss Billings. I'm the principal of Beechwood Elementary School. This year we were challenged to get cans to help feed the hungry for our canned food drive. And one of the things that my great school nurse and lead teacher and some of my 5th grade students, they came up with a canned food drive that would invite kids and parents to bring the canned foods, and the principal, who would be the winner, who would get the most cans, will be taped to the wall. So because we did that, we've gotten a lot of parents and students are really enthusiastic about it, and it's a great thing that we're doing and a great service project for the school. We've, as you can see, we've obtained probably over more than 1,000 cans in 2 days, and that was our goal to do that. And we also got the Warren Central football players to come, and they got the cans from the classroom, spoke to kids, took pictures, so they took their time, and Coach Morgan came and organized that, and it was great seeing them out. And it's just great just having that family connection with the high school and with the students. So our goal is to get as many cans as we can and serve our community, and that's what we're all about. And we're connecting it with our Leader in Me, and we're creating leaders in our school. So thank you for those that donated. Have a great day.
It's harder whenever there's a bigger group. Pretty much a good day for me would be people leaving their hands off of me. I'm always called names. Everywhere that I go, there's always someone calling me names, calling me gay. I've been choked, thrown up against a wall, punched. Nobody's ever tried to help me.
Calls me googly eyes.
You know you're beautiful, right? You know that?
Even you're beautiful. I got bullied for wearing glasses. Share if you're against bullying.
We put it out there, just took off. 3 million people have shared this post. Don't let bullies get you down. I stand with you. Our whole family's wearing glasses. I wear glasses and I'm proud.
I even have the army on my team.
All the kind comments brought my child joy. I don't feel thank you is enough.
Thanks.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent. We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness. I am a witness. I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
No wind is blowing. Well, none is moving the flag at least. And we're getting ready to get this thing kicked off.
Looks like Barefoot's going to handle the kicking duties, and he does the pooch kick.
And it's Hobson on the far side of the field who will take it in at the 25. He's up across the 30 and stays on his feet, slips the tackle, and gets to about the 35 before he's driven backwards. And that's where the Vikings will start this drive from their own 35-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Vikings.
It's a pretty decent field position for the Vikings here. And the pooch kick, that's one of the downsides to it. If you kick it, you're going to give up some field position, but you avoid the big play from the deep men who can break a big one. Vikings offense will be the same starters we saw in the first half, and except for Henry Banks, who's coming down here on the tight end position. No slot right now, just tight end, kind of a power position with the line.
Wilson takes the snap and will hand off here to the running back. Is shorter, and he hops over a man and gets about 3 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 7 upcoming for him.
Yeah, that play was kind of bottled up, and Joe did a pretty good job of getting what he could get there because there was not much doing. Good job penetrating by the Clinton defensive line.
So it'll be 2nd down and long 7 here for the Vikings, as Wilson will split 2 wide receivers to the far side of the field. Sean Terrence Walton, low man here to the near side. There's a snap, handoff to Jones. He cuts it back up the field, pushes across the 40, stays on his space, spins across the 45, and going to be dropped down at the 47.
Great, tough running by DeMarcus Jones. Demo just wouldn't be denied on that play. Looked like he was going to be stopped for about a 3-yard gain, but he carried a few guys and twisted and turned his way for a nice 1st down. And that's what we need to get, Jeremy, some good hard running like that. That's what I call Viking football, and kind of take the attack to Clinton.
I like it. So from the 47-yard line of the Vikings, 1st and 10 here for Wilson with 3 wide receivers to the near side. There is a snap. It's going to be a keeper by Wilson straight up the middle. He's across midfield. He's across the 45. He's across the 40, and he'll be stacked up at the 39-yard line.
Yeah, good tough running again. Jesse Wilson just securing that ball with 2 hands when he got in traffic. And I thought this is what the Vikings would want to do when they came back in the second half, and that was to try to see if they could power this ball down the field. Not get too fancy, just try to stick it to him. And I expect Clinton to respond by stacking here in the box.
Well, they've got it to the 39 of the Arrows here, opening drive of the second half for the Vikings. As we're knotted at 14 apiece, there's a snap back. It's going to be a handoff to Jones. Jones will push down to near the 35-yard line and give him 4 on the carry. 2nd down and 6 upcoming.
Just a straight handoff up the middle. Nothing fancy about that one.
Well, you're getting Briggs right to that spot near the 30-yard line that I was talking about, where that's holding water a little bit, and you can kind of see on the left side of the Arrows as the Vikings are moving right to left here. You can see there's some water standing. Wilson will again operate from the shotgun on 2nd down. He's going to keep it here, working here to the near side, gets a block, cuts up the field, and will push down to about the 31, but a flag comes flying in all the way back at the 34-yard line. I think this is going to be a hold. Oh, yeah. Goodness.
Trey Winters was upset, and again, Jeremy, it's one of those plays where, Jesse's running. The flag was thrown a few yards behind the play. It was thrown in an area where Jesse had already gone past that. And even if that defender gets by him, he's not going to catch Jesse. He may help him if he cuts back a little bit, but there's no way he's going to catch him there. So just a really damaging penalty. We had what would have been about a 3rd and 4. Now we've got 2nd and 16 or 17.
Moves the ball back to the 46-yard line near hash. 4 wide receiver set here for Wilson. He will take the snap, and he will hand off to Jones, who's in all kinds of trouble, and he would give maybe a yard. No, that was shorter on the carry, so it's now 3rd down and about 16 for the Vikings.
Yeah, Clinton looked like they knew that was coming, and there was just no place for shorter to go.
Drive-killing penalties.
Yeah, we've had a few of them tonight. We caught one in the first half, cost us points, and this one may knock us out of field goal range or scoring range.
Let's see what the Vikings want to do here on 3rd down and 16. Ball right at the 45-yard line. Got to get it down to the 29 for a 1st down. 5 wide receiver set, and now Shorter will come in motion. Standish now in motion. There is a snap. Wilson backs pass. He's looking to throw. He's going to take off up the middle. Sidesteps a man to the 40, the 30. He's at the 25 and going to be knocked out of bounds at the 23-yard line, and that was all Jesse Wilson.
Yeah, he made 2 really good pump fakes. One was about 7 or 8 yards downfield. I don't know why the defender fell for it, but the first one was really good to freeze a defender, and then he just used his speed to pick up a 1st down. We almost had a motion play. Unfortunately, Standish looked to me like he was moving towards the line of scrimmage when he came in motion before the ball was snapped, but got away with that one.
Wilson takes the snap. This time it is a keeper here near side. He will take it inside the 20, puts his hand down and powers down to the 15 before he's tripped up. And he will pick up a nice gain, be about 2, maybe 3 yards shy of the 1st down.
Yeah, big defensive tackle Ronnie Thomas for the Arrows. Looked like he had Wilson stopped for short or no gain, and Jesse just did a good job of evading him and putting his head and kind of stumbling forward for a pickup of about 7 yards.
Vikings on the move. 8:27 left here in the 3rd quarter. We're knotted at 14 apiece. Ball at the 15-yard line of the Arrows. There is a snap. And it's going to be a handoff to Jones, who cuts inside the 15 and is going to push down near the 10. Depends on the spot. I think they are going to mark him at the 10. It is a 1st down. I believe this will be 1st and goal if the ball is spotted at the 10, which it is.
Looks like the nose of the ball may be touching the 10-yard line, so it is going to be a goal, I believe. I'm looking for the far chain man to see if he's going to put up his chain.
And he is.
Well, he is.
Vikings
so maybe
can actually get a 1st down.
Nope, they're taking it down. The referee just told him to drop him. So 1st and goal from the 10.
All right, 1st and goal here for the 10 from the Vikings. 8:05 left here in the 3rd. Wilson in the shotgun, 2 wide receivers to the far side of the field. There is the snap. He's going to keep it himself. He's going to slip and fall.
Wow.
And he's going to lose yards back to the 12-yard line, maybe 13.
That's just a wet field, Jeremy.
Yeah.
He made the cut and was ready to go. Had a couple lead blockers in front of him. I saw a pretty good gain. I can't say that was going to go for a score, but he had 2 lead blockers out there in front of him. And I thought that was going to be a big pickup, and unfortunately just couldn't keep his footing.
Well, you talked about the team that can be able to make cuts, and and you could end up slipping, and we saw that there. Wilson in the shotgun again. Will take the snap. He's back pass. He's looking to throw. He's under pressure. Now he's going to roll out. Now he's going to fire to the back of the end zone. Intercepted in the end zone by the Arrows. And the Arrows going to be taken down at about the 2-yard line, looking for Jones, and just throws a pick. They should never have thrown that one.
Just one of those balls you'd probably just die to have back again, because he could have, if he had thrown a better pass, it could have been a touchdown, but he was rolling to his left and probably didn't have the momentum he needed to really zing it in there, and when he did, it was just easy pickings for the Clinton defender.
Well, the Arrows are fortunate, Briggs, because he intercepted the ball, came out of the end zone, ran back into the end zone, trying to cut all the way across the field, and gets dropped about the 1-yard line. So that's where the Arrows will start, 99 yards away from a touchdown. 7:15 left here in the 3rd. They're starting their first drive.
Vikings are going to stack the line. Ackers almost drew us off sides, but coaches on this side are yelling at the players to do something.
Officials tell him to get back. Ackers takes the snap. He's back to pass. He's looking to throw. He's going to fire it deep. He's got a man, and it's out of bounds and incomplete. Demarcus Jones on the coverage at the 33-yard line.
Yeah, risky play. Looked like Ackers was going to Cam White and had a step on Demarcus Jones on that one, but fortunately the ball was kind of thrown to the sidelines and a little bit past the receiver.
Well, Ackers is in the backfield by himself, and he's got 7 men on the line of scrimmage. I do a little quick count there. So I imagine this is going to be all him as they'll bring a man in motion across formation. Ackers will keep it straight up the middle. He's hit at the 2.
Short gain. The Vikings looked like they were trying to strip the ball out, and Ackers kind of had to reach back to secure it. Couldn't see who got in there, Jeremy, but somebody got him after about a 1-yard gain. He leaned forward to pick up a 2nd yard, so it'll be 3rd and 8.
3rd and 8 from the 3-yard line. Arrows still back deep here. Let's see what they do here as they stay with 7 down linemen.
Got a slot receiver that, unless the outside linebacker drops off on him, he looks like he's open. Darius Mayberry in the slot.
Yeah. There is a snap back, looking to throw. Ackers will now keep it himself, coming here near side, and he's easily got the 1st down as he's met at the 15-yard line and dropped at the 16.
Just let him out of the cage there. He was back in the end zone, looked like he couldn't find anybody, just took off running, and there was nobody there on that left side to corral him. Ackers has done it to us too many times. We've had so many opportunities to get off the field, 3rd and long, and just can't seem to get off. And give him credit, he's making big plays.
Ackers doing everything he can here in this game to give his team a shot to win, and he will operate from the shotgun. There is the snap, and it's a handoff to Mayberry straight up the middle. He'll pick up a couple of yards to about the 19-yard line. Give him 2 on the play, so 2nd down and 8.
Vikings in a traditional kind of base defense on that one. They had some pressure at the line when the Arrows were back there at the 1 or 2 yard line, but they've backed off into their traditional kind of 43 defense with the safety at the top and corners back off the receivers.
Snap back, Ackers play action, looking to throw. He's under all kind of pressure now. He'll sling it down. Is incomplete, trying to set the screen up, and great pressure by the Vikings will force the incomplete pass, and it's now 3rd and long, and we're in this same situation a minute ago, Briggs. Got to get him off the field on 3rd down.
Got to get him off the field. DeMonte Stamp's good pressure there. Zacchaeus Doss also kind of staying at home, and the pressure on Ackers, just he couldn't get enough mustard on that throw to get it to his receiver.
So 3rd down and about 7 is what it's saying. It's a long 7 for the Arrows. Ball at their own 19-yard line.
Need to get a little pressure on Ackers here. He's had, I think, too much time back there in the pocket, and he's been picking us apart. Wouldn't be surprised if, well, got a flag, maybe a little illegal procedure by the Arrows.
Yeah, it is going to be against the Arrows, and Ackers is just like, I don't understand what it is. You had the official just kind of walk in, throw the marker, and that's going to back him up.
I didn't see it, but it could have been a little twitch by one of the offensive linemen.
Well, there was a little confusion as Ackers was trying to get the play, and that may have been all it took to confuse his lineman. So 3rd down now and long, about 14.
Got to know. It looks like they moved that time and they didn't call it. Interesting.
Well, this official he looked like he wanted to pull the trigger but didn't do it. So 3rd down and 13 here for the Arrows. There's a snap back. Ackers looking to throw. He has time. Now he's going to step up. He's going to fire it, and he's got it complete to the far side of the field. And great hit by Jamarcus Jones right at the 25-yard line. Will bring up 4th down.
Well, Charles Schwartz kind of corralled him, got his hands around the waist, but Mayberry, who caught the ball, was still moving. DeMarcus Jones came up and finished him off. So it'll be about a 4th and 2.5, 3 yards here deep in their own territory. So Arrows will send on the punting unit, it appears. Now there's a little.
Yeah, there's a little confusion now. You know, we saw what we thought was going to be a punt last week and ended up being a fake. And so you got to watch the fake here. They only need a couple for a 1st down, so you can't be quick to jump off sides. And they were trying.
They almost got the Vikings to jump. Awfully close. Watch the ball here.
There's a snap back looking to punt it away, and this is a squib kick straight over the middle of the field.
Get it, pick it up and run it, Shaw. There you go.
And Shaw will pick it up, and he's going to be dropped down at the 29-yard line. The punter just got nothing on it, and he finally picks up as the coaching staff is yelling to pick him up. You're yelling to pick it up, and he finally picks it up.
Well, you know what's amazing about it is I'm not sure one of our guys didn't. If the kick was just off the side of the foot or something, it was really a bad kick. It looked like a Viking may have touched it, and Shaw was sitting out there, could have grabbed it about 2 seconds earlier and finally went and grabbed the ball. It concerned me, one, that the Vikings may have touched it, and 2, that if Shaw could have picked it up earlier, he may have scored a touchdown on it.
I think you're right. I think one of the Vikings actually did touch it, trying to reach out for it, And Shaw able to get on it. So the Vikings will start in great field position here, deep into Arrow territory. There is a snap. Handoff to Shorter, straight up the middle. Powers across the 25 to 20, and will be knocked down at the 15-yard line. And the Vikings again on the move here, seeing if they can't get the lead with 4:09 left here in the third quarter.
Yeah, kind of ran into his own man there. I thought he might break it for a touchdown. When he cut back, he hit his own man, and Arrows then dragged him down.
There is a snap back, and this time it's going to be Wilson will keep it. He stutter steps, make one guy miss, cuts inside the 5, stays on his feet to the end zone, touchdown!
Great play by Wilson there. Nice move at the line of scrimmage. He had a man, kind of had him sized up at the line, and he just gave him a hip shake and a fake, and then he took it the rest of the way. Had one guy that popped him hard at the end zone who looks like he may be down, is down, but not sure how serious this is. A Clinton defender, I think, is the one that collided with Wilson there at the goal line.
And they do help him to his feet, and he is walking off on his own power, but kind of gingerly there on his foot, trying to see who that is.
Maybe Michael Thompson, the linebacker. I think
it is. I think that's Michael Thompson, number 24 for the Arrows, and he's going to come off the field. But the Vikings take the lead, 20-14 here. They're an extra point away here from making it 21-14 with 3:58 left here in the third quarter.
Yeah, Shane Lewis on to attempt the extra point, and this is one of those challenges. You know, when you've got a wet field and a wet ball, a snap and a hold and a kick can be difficult. So Vikings need to do a good job blocking here and just trust your holder when you're coming through it to kick it.
All right, let's see what happens here as Barnum is waiting on the snap. There it is. It's high. He's got it down. This kick is up. It's on its way, and he splits the upright. So 21-14 is our score. Let's send it back to the station. This is Vikings football on V105.5.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. God, no.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early. You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Morning, Gary. We are GetSchooled.com. You want a college education, don't you?
And we welcome you back as Mayberry takes in the kick at the 10. He's up across the 15, the 20, the 25, the 30, 35, and be upended as he crosses the 40 to about the 41. And the Arrows are going to have very good field position to start this drive, trailing the Vikings now by a score of 21-14, 3:51 left here in the third quarter. And Briggs, Vikings scored first in the first half, and then we watched the Arrows score 14 straight points before the Vikings scored again. Love to see the defense step up and get this offense off the field and get theirs back on the field.
Sure. Unfortunately, starting with a little bad field position. Good for Clinton. You know, we've been trying to keep it away from Mayberry and Ackers, who received the kicks, and Mayberry got that one and had a nice return on it.
So Ackers takes the snap. He's back to pass, looking to throw, has time. We'll just send it over the middle of the field, and it's caught across midfield down to about the 48-yard line. So that's a nice pass and catch, and it will be enough for a first down.
Yeah, Vikings continue to play that zone on the back end, and Ackers just has all kinds of time tonight. We're not getting a lot of pressure on him for passing, I think partially because we're playing more of a run defense, but too much time for Ackers on that one.
And he takes the snap. This time we'll hand it off to Mayberry, who's hit as he gets to the 45 and driven backwards, but he'll pick up about 3 on the play.
Yeah, hole opened up nicely for Clinton, but then quickly closed once he got a couple of yards past the line of scrimmage, and once the Vikings corralled him, they kind of drove him back.
Well, it looks like the rain has stopped here. So, you know, just field now is going to play into the slickness of the ball. As the Arrows are second down and 7 from the Viking 45-yard line, going left to right, ball's on far hash. Ackers takes the snap, rolls here near side, looking to throw the football. Now he's under pressure, and he's now escapes pressure, will sling it down the field, and it's intercepted at the 20-yard line, out across the 30, the 35, breaking to the far side of the field, and finally tackled at the 40 is Shockey Shaw on the interception.
Yeah, right through. I mean, let's start. Ackers rolls to his right. He's getting pressure. Looks like he's going to go out of bounds. He slings it at the last minute right before he goes out of bounds. Great pass right to the Clinton receiver's hands, right into the belly of Shaw for his second interception of the night. I mean, he was Johnny on the spot there because that one just flew right into his gut after it got through the receiver's hands.
Now this is where, Briggs, you have the opportunity to start putting some daggers into the arrows. You get another score here, and, it gets interesting.
Yeah, and, Clinton, again, they're explosive offensively. If we were up 28 or something, I'd be talking about daggers. But what you want to do here is, again, hard-nosed football. Run it hard, get downfield.
There is a snap and a handoff to the running back for the Vikings. Couldn't see who was carrying, but he only gets a couple on the play.
Yeah, he was, I think it was Joe Shorter.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shorter, he's going to come out. DeMarcus Jones is going to come in. But, he ran it hard, just a big load of Clinton era sitting in the middle of the field, and they're kind of expecting that now. It's hard for our good running backs to get outside right now because the field's so sloppy. They're going to have a hard time cutting. So I think we'll see more inside action.
Well, the Vikings moving right to left, and that's where the muddy part of the field is. Wilson will take the snap, rolling here near side, looking for a block. We'll cut it up the field, dive across the 45 to the 47. A nice gain will set up a third and manageable here for the Vikings.
Yeah, he just got behind the blockers, and that's the kind of play I expect. Just they pull the guard from the other side, got a couple lead blockers in the backfield, and just trying to power the football. And I wouldn't be surprised if they do it here again, maybe to the other side of the field. Look to see if we see where Clinton puts their strength, and then you've got time on the play clock to adjust what you're going to do.
Well, I'm looking where Cam White is, and he's going to be here on the left side of the line. That's where he's expecting it to go. There is a snap, and it's going to be a keeper by Wilson, and he's going to stumble and only get about a yard. So 4th down upcoming.
Yeah, I'm not sure. He got a great spot, but anyway, looks like he got a little bit farther than that, but the Vikings may be forced to punt.
And they are going to send on the punt team here. So Hobson coming on to punt this away to the Arrows. And the Arrows have no men back deep to receive. And now Cam White is starting to retreat as Hobson has the snap. And he gets a booming punt, but there's nobody back. And it's going to hit and take a roll down to the 14-yard line where the Vikings will down the ball. So with a minute left here in the third quarter, 21-14, Vikings leading. Arrows will take over deep in their own territory, down by a touchdown.
Yeah. I just don't want to miss any opportunities when we get the ball on offense, because I think we've got the ability to score just about every time we get the ball. And we know Clinton does too. So you hate to miss those opportunities when you get it, especially if you have a chance to go up by 2 like we did there. 2 scores, that is.
Well, the Arrows will come onto the field. Like I said, 1 minute left here in the third quarter. Ackers operating from the shotgun. 2 wide receivers up top. There is a snap. Ackers will keep it as he works off the right side, and he's going to be hit hard after he gets to near the 20, and he's finally driven back. And looking for the Arrows want a flag. I don't see one.
No, that was.
But he gets about 5 on the play.
Wow. I sure didn't see. It looked like he picked up about 2 on that play there.
Oh, and now there's going to be a flag against the Arrows for arguing with the officials. Unsportsmanlike conduct against the Arrows, and that's going to back them up. Oh, my God.
Yeah, it looks like one of their players must have lost their cool with the head referee. The head referee was standing back by the huddle, and they were trying to set the ball, and when they did, you saw the referee just emphatically throw his flag after one of the Arrows players said something to him, and he's going to go over and talk to the Clinton coach and tell him what happened.
This is going to back the Arrows up, and now they're going to have, instead of 2nd and 8, this is going to put the ball all the way down to the 5-yard line. They've got to get to the 25 for a first down. They're looking at 2nd and 20, Briggs.
Well, I wish I felt good about that, but the way Ackers and the offense have been managing to get first downs, he's so explosive. One play, he can pick up 20 yards. So at least it puts the Vikings in a little bit better position, because they had a 2nd and 5 or 6 yards, and now it's going to be 2nd and 20. I think you'll see the Vikings kind of in a contained defense. Wouldn't be surprised to see the Arrows go to that hitch route throw that they like to run, as the Viking defensive backs play off of them a little bit.
Yeah, Ackers back to pass, looking to throw, has time, will sling it out over the middle of the field. It's caught by Mayberry, who's hit at the 20-yard line and pushing towards the first down, and he's going to be stood up about 2 yards shy of the first down, just out of the backfield. Nobody picked him up.
Yep, that's what we talked about. They can strike fast. I mean, a lot of teams that we play can't do that, but the Clinton Arrows can.
So 3rd down and about 2 here for the Arrows.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter.
And the 3rd quarter will expire 21-14 as we head to the 4th. Vikings leading. We'll send it to the station for a timeout. This is Vikings football on V105.5.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
And we welcome you back as we get ready to start the 4th quarter here at Viking Stadium with a trip to the North State Championship on the line. Vikings up 21-14. Arrows, what we originally thought was about 3rd and 2, they've actually backed the ball up about a yard.
And you see the Arrows coach talking to the referees. He thinks it's a 3rd and 2 or 3, and maybe it is. They may have spotted this ball in the wrong spot. They did, and they're gonna walk it off. Yeah, it's going to end up being about a 3rd and
about
2 and a half.
Yeah. So that's where we will start this 3rd quarter. And you'd love Briggs.
4th quarter.
I mean 4th quarter. Thank you. I don't want to play any more quarters.
Yeah, if anybody's listening, I don't want them to panic if they think this is we've got to play 2 more quarters.
Well, the bottom line is, Brig, you win or tie this quarter, and you're going to the North State Championship. But you got to win or tie the quarter. That's just the way it is.
That's it.
A lot of football here. Let's see what the Vikings can do as we get ready to start this 4th quarter. The Arrows facing 3rd and 2. Ackers takes the snap. He's going to keep it himself, work off the far side of the field, and he's going to push and have the 1st down as he pushes off the right side, and he'll have it to about the 27-yard line.
He's just power football. He's a big guy, and he isolated an outside linebacker over there, and it was just man-to-man, and Ackers just put his hat down and picked up the first down.
So 1st and 10 here from the Arrows from the 27. There's the snap, handoff to Mayberry straight up the middle. He pushes across the 30, and he's getting close to the 35. They may give him the 35, and it's a nice run by Mayberry. And the Arrows starting to attack the middle of that defense, Briggs, to move down the field.
Vikings going to send in 2 of their bigger guys here on the defensive front as the Arrows have started to try to bull this ball and just run over people.
2nd down and 3. There is the snap. Handoff to Mayberry straight up the middle. And he's going to power to about the 40, maybe even the 41. And he'll have enough for a 1st down, Briggs. Just right power football right now for the Arrows.
As impressed as I was with what the Vikings did when they had it offensively, Arrows are doing the same thing here in the 4th quarter. It's just we're going to hand it off and we're going to get after you. And they're getting great push on the offensive line, and their running backs and quarterback are running hard. So the Vikings are going to have to stiffen up a little bit and try to stop them.
Ball at the 41-yard line of the Arrows. Ackers takes the snap, going to keep it himself, works off the right side, has the corner on the far side of the field, and is going to be run out of bounds after about a gain of 7. Gets it to about the 47. And 2nd and 3 coming up. Shockey Shaw escorting Ackers out of bounds.
Yeah, you got Kevis McDaniel coming on the field giving Charlie Hill a break. Charlie's over there on that far side playing outside linebacker.
Ackers again will keep it on the snap, works to the far side of the field, has the 1st down, stays on his feet inside the 45, inside the 40 before he's finally run out of bounds.
He looks like he's wanting to put this one on his shoulders and see if he can make it happen himself.
And he is marching the Arrows down the field. They will spot it at the 39 of the Vikings.
And the Viking defensive front just hadn't looked like they're ready on it. Again, they look like they're just not quite ready. It's when they snap it, you got to have your hand planted in the ground, ready to go.
And there's a handoff to Mayberry, who powers straight up the middle. He's going to push it down to about the 30-yard line.
Yeah, Coach Morgan, may need to get a timeout because our defense especially the front line, just looks like they're not ready to go.
Yeah, they're just getting gashed right up the middle. 2nd and 1, and quickly the Arrows ready to snap it again. Shotgun formation for Ackers. He'll take it and he'll keep it himself. And he'll work off this left side. And stiff armor man stays on his feet and going to be tripped up as he gets inside the 20-yard line. And Ackers is just marching the Arrows down the field for a tying score with 10:08 left here in this quarter.
He does not want this to be his last game. He's playing like a man with his hair on fire. He's just running full speed.
And he will operate from the shotgun in a pistol-type formation. 2 wide receivers here to the near side. He's got 1 split out up top. Trying to draw the Vikings offside, and he was awfully close.
Yeah, plenty of time on the play clock, 16 seconds.
Ackers will take the snap, hands off to Mayberry, straight up the middle, spin move inside the 15 and hit hard at the 12.
Yeah, Charles Schwartz met him, good hard lick by Schwartz, but after Mayberry had already gained about 7 yards, so Clinton's just having their way right now, running it up the middle.
Vikings going to have to shoot a gap here, Briggs, see if they can't just take a chance and shoot a gap. Arrows will take the snap. Ackers will keep it. Tries to work off the far side. Stiff arm. Stays on his feet at the 5. Dives to the end zone. And Ackers is in the end zone for a touchdown. And the Arrows now are an extra point away from tying this up.
Unless there's a holding. It looks like they're calling on the defense, though.
No, holding on the offense. Wow, I didn't see a flag out there, Briggs, but this is coming back.
I could see the referee heading back, and I see it now. It's right on the 10-yard line.
I see it.
On the
far side.
Yeah, so you couldn't see it because it was on the paint. But it did appear that that left side collapsed fairly easily. One of the Viking defenders, it looks like Boyette, was trying to arm tackle Ackers, and, you know, most guys Caleb Boyette brings down as strong as he is. Ackers is just a load.
Yeah, so we'll push it back to the 21-yard line. Ackers takes a snap. Stutter steps will keep it himself in all kind of trouble, and he's going to be dropped as he gets to about the 19-yard line. And he was fortunate to hold on to the ball, Briggs.
I thought somebody from the backside may have been able to knock that ball out, but he did a good job to hang on to it. So 3rd and 9 for the Arrows here at the 19-yard line. They are in hurry-up mode, too, this whole drive.
They are. They have been that way, and they got operating a 3 wide receiver set, tight end on the line. Ackers looking to the sideline. You can hear the fans starting to make some noise here for the Vikings. Defense facing a big 3rd down here from the 19. Ackers waiting on the snap. There it is. It's slow. He's backs pass. He's looking to throw. He's going to sling it to the far side of the field.
Oh.
And it's nearly intercepted, and it's going to be 4th down.
Charlie Hill was sitting there waiting for the ball, and the Clinton receiver just did a nice job really stepping in front to knock it away from him. I mean, I don't know what route the receiver was running, but he looked like he was standing still, and as soon as the ball was back at Hill, he stuck his arm out, Jeremy, and just knocked it away. That would have been an easy interception and could have been a big return.
Well, it's 4th down, and the Arrows are going to go for it, and 4th and 10 here. They're looking for a play. Now they huddle up and break the line of scrimmage. 4 wide receivers set here. See if the defense can get the Arrows off the field. Ackers takes a snap back to pass. He's in pressure. He's in trouble. He escapes the sack.
Oh,
and now he's running. He's running loose. He's going to be hit and dropped shy of the 10. I don't think he got it.
No, they're not going to give him above the 10. No, he was short of the 10.
Hobson doesn't believe. He didn't like the spot.
I thought he fell short of the 10 and tried to stretch it out afterwards. They're going to give him beyond the 10. Vikings ball.
No, it's going to be Viking football. They hold on 4th down. Oh, my goodness.
Wow. Great play by Ackers. He was stopped in the backfield. 2 or 3 guys had a chance to get him. He evaded the rush, got out to the side, and I thought he might have the 1st down, but Vikings stopped him just shy of the sticks.
Well, that's going to bring 1st and 10 from the Vikings just shy of their 10-yard line, Briggs.
Well, we've got 8:25 here in the 4th quarter, Jeremy. Vikings up 21-14, deep in their own territory. You want a positive drive here. You think you want to use some clock here. Still way too early to think about that, but it'd be great to have a real nice long drive and use a lot of clock and get some points out of it. But the main thing is get it out deep out of your territory.
So with 8:25, the Vikings will start 1st and 10 from their own 10-yard line. Wilson takes the snap and will keep it himself straight up the middle. And Wilson's into the open field across the 30, the 35, and going to be wrestled down from behind at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, Wilson found the gap there, and he just took off, man. It was a good-looking run. He kind of evaded one guy right at the line of scrimmage and then turned it on. Had a few Clinton guys chasing him. I couldn't see who brought him down, but really nice way to get out of the hole there that they were in back deep in their own territory.
And with the ball set, 8:15, clock running. Vikings probably just going to, they've always snapped it early in play clock, and they do here. It's a handoff to Jones, working here near side, trying to get some running room. Jones will lower the shoulder, power across the 45, and run out of bounds at the 47. He's going to pick up about 7 yards there, Briggs.
Yeah, good run. You know, Jeremy, one of the things that I've seen tonight, we had a lot of holding calls, both squads. That jet sweep, when you get out to the side, keep your hands in because those referees are calling the hold on those plays. So we don't want to have one of those plays cost us 10 yards.
The clock is marked to stop as DeMarcus Jones checks out of the game. Sean Terrence Walton headed to the far side of the field. It's the lineup as the lone man. 2 wide receivers to the near side. 8 seconds on the play clock. Wilson takes the snap, going to keep it himself, looking for a hole, and he's going to run off the right side and get a couple of yards. He needs to get to midfield for a first down. He'll be about 2 yards shy. So 3rd down and 2 upcoming here for the Vikings.
Yep, 3rd and 2. Jesse didn't have much running room there. It looked like he fell on one of their players and was trying to stretch the ball forward. And I think legitimately probably could have had about another half yard forward on that because I don't think he was down ever, even though they had him secured. Whistle blew, and they didn't give him that advance.
Well, power formation here at the 48-yard line of the Vikings. Vikings, just see if they can't pick the first one up. There's the snap,
Movement.
And it's a handoff, and it is movement. Who's it on, though?
It's going to be on the Vikings. It's going to be a legal procedure.
Unbelievable. So that's going to back it up 5 yards. So 3rd down and about 7 upcoming now for the Vikings. Man, you hate that, Briggs.
Yep. Just seem to have these little nagging penalties. Of course, every team has them, but we've had some ones that have cost us some big field position. Clinton's had some tonight too. The last one cost them a touchdown.
That is true. They had a touchdown callback on the holding penalty. So 3rd down now and about a long 7 yards here for the Vikings. There's a snap back, play action. Wilson looking to throw. He sets his feet. He's going to fire down. He's got a man wide open. Oh, he dropped it at the 40. Oh, he was wide open.
Wow. Kivas McDaniel right in his hands. Beautiful throw, and he just juggled it and couldn't hang on to it. But, you know, you don't see Kivas playing much offense, and surprised to see him out on that play, but he was open. It could have been a touchdown, and it just went right through his hands.
And the Vikings will have to punt it away as Hobson will be standing at his own 30-yard line.
That hurts.
Arrows will send a man back deep, standing at his 20. There's a snap back to Hobson, and he gets it off, nearly blocked, and a fair catch as it hits and finally goes out of bounds. I think they're going to mark it out right at the 20-yard line. So the Arrows will take over 1st and 10 from their own 20. 6:18 left here in the game. It's 21-14. Warren Central leading the Arrows.
Still heartbroken over that last one because that was probably 6 points, and unfortunately.
It was a great play call, and just Kivas just could not bring it in. I thought he had it, and it just slipped out of his hands at the 40.
That might be the first pass he's had thrown to him all season. But anyway,
well,
it wasn't meant to be.
Ackers will take over now. Brings a man in motion, will hand it off to Landing on the sweep to the far side of the field, and he will get to about the 23-yard line before he's taken down.
Yeah, pickup of about 4 yards for the Arrows there.
Now, I wouldn't be surprised the Arrows wouldn't hurry up their entire last drive. So he gets about 4 to the 24-yard line. So let's see if the Arrows are, again, shotgun. There's a snap. Handoff to Mayberry straight up the middle.
Good
and
tackle.
He is tackled as he gets to the 25-yard line.
Cameron Ellis. It looked like he was about to hit that one for a big gain, and Ellis just kind of grabbed him and brought him down. Looked like with one arm, Jeremy, but
yeah,
real nice tackle where I thought we were going to have a first down run plus some, and Cam Ellis holds him to about a 3-4 yard gain.
So 3rd down and 3 here for the Arrows. They've got it at the 27-yard line. There is a snap. It's going to be a keeper by Cam. Cam's going to stay on his feet, crossing the 35 to 40, and then finally wrestled down about the 44-yard line.
Just heartbreaking for the Viking defenders. I mean, you got him right there at the line of scrimmage. Looked like DeMonte Stamps kind of had him sized up. He cut back in front of him. He couldn't get him. Another player or two looked like they had a chance before he got the first down. But Ackers just shows why he's so highly recruited, and he picks up big yardage.
And he takes the snap, hands off to Mayberry straight up the middle. Mayberry's got some running room as he crosses midfield and going to push inside the 45-yard line and drop down in Viking territory at the 42-yard line. And the Arrows again right back on the move, just powering right in the middle of that Vikings defense.
Yeah, 5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. And the Arrows trying to take it down to get the tying score, maybe even try to go for two to get the leading score.
There's a snap. Ackers will keep it himself. Works off the far side of the field. Has the corner on his feet, down the sideline and out of bounds as he gets inside the 30. We'll have enough for a first down. Waiting to see where he actually went out on that far side. And it looks like they're going to have him spotted about the 27-yard line.
Got two teams that look like they're just beat, tired, and struggling, but they're all hanging in there. You know, you got less than 5 minutes to go, and really, it's almost a war of attrition at this point. Who's going to be standing at the end of the fight?
Okay, Ackers will take the snap and keep it himself. Bounces to the outside. Nice running room. Stays on his feet. Cuts inside the 10. Hit at the 5. Fumbles as he goes into the end zone, but he's going to be ruled down about the, I guess that's about the 4-yard line.
He looks like he's stacked up at the line of scrimmage, bounces it outside with that little slide step, and then he just turns on the jets, and nobody can keep up with him.
Well, the Arrows are trying to tie this thing up, down 21-14, 4:44 left in this ball game.
They expect a lot of Ackers. They're at the 3-yard line, and you know, I wouldn't be surprised if he ran it as many times as he needs to try to put this in the end zone.
And he is the lone man. There is a snap, and he rolls it, and Ackers will have to fall on it back at the 9-yard line.
Wow.
Bad snap, and Ackers able to fall on it.
Mm.
It's such a smart move.
Yeah. Instead of trying to pick it up and make something fancy happen, he knows that's a smart play by senior Jeremy. He knows he's got 3 more downs really, because they're going for this on fourth. So
they did last time. They'll do it again.
Don't make a mistake and turn it over to the Vikings.
Especially with the way you've been running it up the middle of the Vikings defense. And here they quickly break the huddle. They've got 7 men on the line of scrimmage. There is the snap. Ackers will keep it. Works straight up the middle. He's hit at the 5-yard line, so 3rd and goal upcoming here for the Arrows.
Yeah, just kind of a power read, and looks like Cam Ellis is having to come off the field. His helmet came off, and something else. Maybe his chin strap is broken, but they're going to have to fix that. They need Cam Ellis back in the middle.
Well, the Arrows will take a timeout.
Okay.
So we'll take it with them. 3:53 left, Vikings lead. This is Vikings football on V105.5.
Hey, you.
Yeah, you. Getting that college education, what are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else? Or will you dare do something different? Like be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills.
The smarts?
Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget. That'd be cool. Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself?
What are you gonna make of me?
Watch. And we welcome you back as the Arrows are getting ready to snap it on 3rd down. And from the Viking 5-yard line, Arrows trying to get into the end zone to tie the game up. My vote is on Cam to keep it. There is a snap. Cam will keep it straight up the middle. Cam walks into the end zone. Touchdown, Arrows.
Yeah, it looks like, I couldn't see for sure, but somebody must have kicked out on the block or a trap, because he had a nice running lane to go through. Just nobody there to catch him.
So the Arrows are an extra point away from tying this ball game. with 3:48 left in the game. The Vikings will have the ball coming up after this with 3 timeouts. There is a snap. It's high. The kick is up on its way, and he got it. So we're tied at 21. We'll send it back to the station. This is Vikings football on V105.5.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play more. To donate or volunteer, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
And we welcome you back here to Viking Stadium as we are knotted at 21 with 3:48 left in this ball game. The Arrows have it on the tee, and they're going to be kicking off here to the Vikings. And we've seen them onside kick. I don't think they're going to do it here. Probably a sky kick to the far side, and there is the kick to the far side, and it's going to be taken in by the Vikings. On the return is DeMarcus Jones, and he slips as he crosses the 40-yard line. And the Vikings will have good field position to start this drive. 3:47, Briggs. Got all 3 of your timeouts. You really need a drive like you had last week against South Panola, just to kind of put it away.
Yeah, time is not an issue. I think precision offense, playing hard. I mean, you got 2 teams that don't want to lose and go home, and it's 21-all with just under 4 minutes left. You got to play smart and sharp here, and you got to be physical. Have to be as physical as you're going to be all night right here on this drive.
No penalties. You can't afford penalties here on this drive. So the Vikings are going to be moving left to right. We've had no action really on this side of the field tonight. Love to see something on this drive. Wilson in the shotgun. And Wilson takes the snap, going to keep it himself straight up the middle. And he pushes to about, was there a fumble on the play?
No. It's just to pick up about 2 yards. Clinton's kind of fired up over there because they hit him pretty hard after a 2-3 yard gain. But clock's rolling, 3:29 here, 4th quarter. 21 all game. Vikings at the 44-yard line.
Second down here. 4 wide receivers set here for Wilson. He will take the snap, and he will hand it off to Jones, working here to the far side. Jones has no blocking, and he's going to be dropped at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah,
that's shorter. And now it's 3rd down and 7 upcoming here for the Vikings. Boy, you don't want to give it right back to the Arrows, not with 3 minutes and a couple timeouts. I think the Arrows only have a single timeout left, but the board's showing them they have 2.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know the one that they called a few minutes ago on that 3rd down play at the goal.
Vikings will send 3 men to the far side of the field. Now Wilson will look to the sidelines here for the play.
7 seconds on the play clock.
He's got the play.
They're going to use a timeout.
And they will take a timeout. Well, Briggs, what do you do here with 3rd down and 7? Very similar situation to what we saw last week against South Panola. We had, except for 4th down and 10. What do you do here?
Well, our bread and butter is something like the jet sweep or a trap across the formation and try to get Joe or DeMarcus into a gap and just let them use their speed and their power to try to get the first. But that's a long run. If it was 3rd and 4 or 5, I'd say that would be a definite. But wouldn't be surprised to see Jesse on a rollout with an option to throw or run. But I'm sure Clinton, that's, if I'm a defensive coordinator for Clinton, I'm thinking watch that very play. That's what I would expect Warren Central to do here, some kind of rollout, giving Jesse an option to run it or throw it.
Haven't seen Jesse throw it a lot tonight, and conditions have kind of dictated that a little bit. He's been, he's thrown some deep balls that haven't been close, but he's hit some guys in the numbers too. So kind of inconsistent night for him throwing the football. But I do like the run pass option because he's been pretty good on the shorter passes tonight.
Yeah, and it's a wet ball, so that's one of the reasons that you have to be concerned with the throw because it's a muddy, wet field out there. But I'm thinking if they throw something, it's going to be a short, 10 yards or less.
Got to get it to the 50-yard line.
Cam Ackers in on defense over here.
Yep, there's the snap back. And Wilson with play action looking to throw, fired over the middle. He's got Standish wide open. Oh, he fumbles the ball. He fumbled the football. I think the Arrows have it.
It's a question. They're questioning whether he caught it. Standish is down.
No, they're saying incomplete.
Incomplete pass. Standish had it, and he got hit, and the ball came out. Wow, he got hit pretty hard, but it's going to be 4th and 7 for the Vikings.
And the Vikings have to punt it away as the punting unit comes on, and now you got to give this ball right back to the Arrows.
Yeah, great throw. That one's tough. Great throw by Jesse, right on the money. Standish looked like he had it, and then somebody hit him really hard, and the ball jarred loose.
So Hobson sending about his 31-yard line. There is the snap. He's got it, and he will punt it away. It's a high booming punt that's going to hit and take a roll. Vikings chasing it down inside the 5, and it'll die right at the 3-yard line. So really good punt by Hobson. 2:13 left on the clock. And Arrows will have it with one. I believe they have one timeout left. The clock still shows 2 timeouts. I think they have 1 timeout.
Your guess is as good as mine. I showed 2 on the board, so I'm going to stick with 2, but there could only be 1. Clinton's got a long field. They got 97 yards to drive for a touchdown, and they're going to probably, I don't know what kind of field goal unit they have, but probably 70-something yards to get in the field goal range, but plenty of time to do it, and the Vikings going to have to find some way to stop the Arrows, preferably down here deep in their own territory.
Well, Ackers will have the ball, and he'll bring a man in motion. Ackers will keep it. Works off the far side, straight up the middle. And he's going to get to about the 10-yard line before he's driven backwards. And it's a nice run by Cam Ackers as the clock will continue to run and go under 2 minutes. He gets a nice gain, about 7 yards. And Briggs, we've seen that. It's been about 6-7 yards per run here for the Arrows these last couple of drives.
Yeah, they've been running it very effectively. Their offensive line is doing a really good job. And of course, you know what kind of runner Ackers is.
Yeah, but he'll keep it again. Try to get to the outside. Stays on his feet. Gets to about the 16 and will have enough for a first down.
He's going to stop the clock. 1:37 left here in the 4th quarter, tied 21 all. I wouldn't be surprised now that they're kind of out of their own goal line. Maybe one more run, and then I wouldn't be surprised to see them open it up a little bit.
Clock running with 1:33 left. Ackers takes the snap. He's backs pass. He's looking to throw. He has time. Now he's going to send it deep, and it's incomplete on the far side as you had a couple of Vikings converging on it. And 2nd down and 10 of Clement. That'll stop the clock with 1:24. I tell you, if that's picked, and I'm hoping for a turnover. Man, we could really use a turnover right here.
I think that pass was to Desmond Baker. I think it was 25, although he's listed as a linebacker. But anyway, through his hands and nearly a pick and also nearly a completion to the receiver that was behind him.
So 2nd down and 10, 1:24 left on the clock. Arrows at their own 16-yard line. We're tied at 21. There's a snap. Cam will keep it off the right side, and he's got some running room out across the 20 near the 25-yard line. So 3rd down and 2 upcoming here for the Arrows.
1:12 left on the game clock. Yeah, it's short yardage. Expect this to be a snap to Ackers and try to get the first down. Clinton's trying to get set offensively.
There is a snap. Ackers will keep it. He'll work up the middle, spin move off a man, and pushes to the 30. Man, he is just refusing to go down. Ackers will have the first down. 56 seconds now on the clock as the Arrows are now to the 30-yard line.
It looks like the Arrows will use one of their timeouts here.
So 56 seconds. I'm trying to remember. I thought I had them down with only a single timeout left. But if this is the case, the board shows them with a single timeout. So 56 seconds and a timeout. They're at their 31-yard line. They're to the point they're probably going to have to start taking some shots here, Briggs, to see if they can't get in range for a potentially winning field goal. If you're the Vikings, you can't give up the big play here, Briggs. You haven't given it up all night. You can't give it up here.
Yeah, you want to make them to continue work it and keep the clock running, because the clock is under 1 minute left. But you know, the Vikings know that they've got about 40 yards, I'm going to guess, maybe 50 yards that they've got to keep them within before the Arrows have a chance at a field goal. Of course, you know, if they get near the 50-yard line, Ackers has got the arm. He can easily throw one to the end zone, so a lot of things can happen here. Be good to see if the Vikings can get a stop for little or no gain back here, and let's keep the clock running and probably send the, you know, I think the best thing you can hope for now for the Vikings is to send this into overtime.
Either that or get a turnover right here, and with a couple timeouts, see if you can't get something in the end zone. So 1st and 10 from the Arrows. Ball at the 31-yard line, 56 seconds left. Arrows still showing a single timeout. Ackers with the snap. He's back to pass, looking to throw, has time, going to sling it to the far side of the field, and it's incomplete on that far side of the field. 5 seconds run off, so back to 51 seconds.
Can't tell who is throwing it to there, but it was hard for his receiver to make a cut. He ran upfield, ran the play that they like to run quite a bit, which is just a run down the field and turn around. That looks like it was number 18, Jordan Patton. Patton could not cut back on the ball, and so the ball sailed out of bounds.
Well, let me tell you, the fans that have stayed here for the game, and there's a good number of fans, they're here to support this team to the end. 2nd down and 10 here from the Arrows, 51 seconds left from 31. There's a snap back, Cam, back to pass, looking to throw again. Now we'll sling it over the middle of the field, and he's got it complete at the 39-yard line.
Why are they stopping the clock? The referee shouldn't be stopping the clock. Needs to be running. They stopped the clock. Run the clock. The referee in the center of the field was stopping the clock, and it should have been. Oh, that's about a 10 or 12 second
that
wasted.
is absolutely
terrible
ridiculous.
by the umpire.
There's a snap, handoff to Mayberry, working here near side. He's going to be dropped.
So 4th down
and it's
now.
4th down at the 40-yard line, and Coach Morgan runs on the field and calls timeout.
Wow.
So now you got 34 seconds. Arrows have 4th down at their 40-yard line. A yard to go.
Well, you know, the clock operator, let's go back to the play before it. On the last play there, Mayberry got stopped for no gain. The catch was made with the receiver's knees on the ground. It was about an 8-yard reception, and the referee, the umpire, comes in and says stop the play clock. Just a bad mistake. I mean, of course, now I don't know that it matters that much, but you know, you got to have your head in the game better than that, because it should have been down to about 22 seconds now with a 4th down.
And the officials are looking at their watches there. They're all huddled up. They may make a time adjustment here.
I don't know that you can do that, because there's no way to know how much time would run off the clock, but I think it would have been at least 10 seconds because the play was stopped. They set the ball. The head referee was motioning to keep the clock running, but the umpire who was trying to spot the ball had stopped it, and it was stuck on 46 seconds, and they didn't start it again until almost the ball was snapped by Clinton.
Well, the officials have...
Yeah, Clinton will send in their punter. Now, I think the one thing the Vikings want to do here is just not jump off sides.
That's right, and I'm sure they talked about that. Because you saw the Arrows, they all lined up bunch, and then they branched out to fake, and if they do that this time, you know, the Vikings can't jump. You got to be disciplined here.
Yeah, just watch the fake is what you want to watch. Watch for a fake punt.
There's a snap, he rolls it back. The punter will get it off. High, booming punt. Walt will tell everybody to get out of the way, and it takes an Arrow roll, and it'll be down at the 20-yard line, and the Vikings will have it. 23 seconds left. They've got one timeout. We're tied at 21. Not a lot of time, Briggs. I mean, you're going to have some really big plays some way, somehow.
Yeah.
Without turning it over to give the Arrows a shot to win this game.
Well, the concern you got for taking a shot at a big play is that I suspect the Arrows are going to put people like Ackers and Cam White back deep. So if you throw one up for grabs and those guys intercepted, it could be returned for a touchdown. So you want to be careful there. 23 seconds left. I think if I'm Coach Morgan, what I try to do is a safe rollout throw for Jesse. See if you can pick up 10 or 15 yards. Maybe try one more, and then you can take a shot at the end zone. But I don't think I try to throw any kind of home run unless Clinton just plays press coverage.
All right, he's got two wide receivers. There's the snap. It's going to be a handoff to Jones, working here near side. Jones with a stiff arm, but not going to get anything. He'll be dropped right at the line of scrimmage, maybe lose a half yard, and I don't think we're going to snap another play. And if we do, it's probably going to be a trick play.
No,
as
they're
there's
going to
5
let
seconds.
the clock run out and let this go to overtime. Wow.
Overtime in the second round of the playoffs. We'll send it back to the station for a timeout. We'll come back. We'll give you the rules. This is Vikings football on V105.5.
Hey, you.
Yeah, you. Getting that college education? What are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else? Or will you dare do something different? Like be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills.
The smarts?
Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget. That'd be cool. Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself?
What are you gonna make of me?
Tense moment because this is it. Your season is on the line right here in playoffs. Two great rivals playing each other, and other than the rain we've had today, you couldn't ask for much more. 21 all, hard hitting, tough game, and two good squads. Probably, I'm kind of biased, but two of the best 3 or 4 teams in the state, in my opinion, right here Friday night in Viking Stadium.
Vikings trying to come away with a win here, and the Vikings will start on defense first. The arrows will be on offense. The arrows are moving right to left. So this is the side of the field where the arrows scored their last touchdown.
I'm expecting Vikings to be in press coverage and put them up in the box, and that looks like what they're going to do.
And Mayberry's foot to the far side of the field. Ackers will keep it, works off the far side of the field. One play, touchdown, arrows.
Wow, just good zone read blocking by Clinton. Ackers just took it and found a seam, and that was it.
Well, the Arrows take the lead 27-21. So they have an extra point coming. I think they have an extra point coming. They're looking at may they go for 2.
They're going to use their timeout to talk about this one.
Boy, how big would it be, Briggs? You go for 2, you don't get it, and you're a touchdown extra point away from winning the game.
Yeah. Let's see what they decide to do here. But
both teams get, by the way, a single timeout. So the Arrows have taken their timeout for this overtime. So for each possession, you get a timeout. So the Vikings will have a timeout. The Arrows will have a timeout when they swap. I think it's the same way. Vikings have 1 timeout. Arrows have 1 timeout.
That's right. That's what it is. I'm thinking by the way it looks on the Clinton side, they are going to go for 2 here. I see Ackers up in the huddle and somebody patting him on the back, and he is going to come back out.
Well, the Arrows are going to try to put a dagger into this one and make it so difficult to try to win here. So the Arrows will go for it for 2 points. They're electing not to go for the extra point for 2 points. So if they get this, the Vikings will need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion just to keep the game alive.
Viking D needs to get ready. They're going to break the huddle and go quick.
I'm looking this to be Ackers. There's a snap, and it is Ackers. Works to the far side of the field. Vikings ready. He's not going to get it. He's dropped shy.
Good defensive stop there by the Vikings. Couldn't see who got. Several players got in there, but great job by the Viking defense to keep Ackers out of the end zone.
All right, Briggs. Now the Vikings get the ball. You cannot turn it over. The game is over.
Yeah.
You have to have a touchdown just to extend overtime. But a touchdown and an extra point now will win you the ball game.
Yep. You got 4 plays to put it in the end zone.
You cannot have a turnover. Cannot have a turnover.
Well, ball security is important here,
And a penalty, I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, ball security is important here. The Vikings need to make sure that they take care of the ball. I would expect you're going to see Wilson running the ball mainly, maybe Jones and Shorter, but I would bet on Jesse Wilson running it.
Wilson will take the snap. He'll hand it off to Shorter. No, Wilson will keep it. Will spin inside the 10, and he's dropped down at the 7. So 3-yard gain. It's now 2nd down and goal.
I thought he may have fumbled that one when he reached his arm out. I saw something bounce, and it was just an arm, but it looked like a ball may have come out for a minute.
So 2nd down and goal. Vikings must have a touchdown here in overtime to tie the game. Wilson in the shotgun. He takes the snap. He's back to pass. He's looking to throw. He's going to fire it to Jones, and it's incomplete.
I'm really surprised at that play because we've been running it fairly effectively, and we're a power running team primarily, and that one kind of surprised me.
So 3rd down and goal here for the Vikings. They're at the 7. You have to get in the end zone. You have two plays.
Yeah, I'm expecting DeMarcus Jones on a jet sweep here, but I'm sure Clinton is too. You got the far side of the field is the wide side of the field, and I think you might want to get somebody going to that side, see if we can get some speed outside.
Yeah, that'll be away from Cam Ackers. White. There is a snap. It's going to be a keeper by Wilson, straight up the middle. Wilson dives inside the 5. He's going to be down at the 3, and now we're at 4th and goal.
I'd like to have that pass play back. You know, that was a play that just got no positive yardage. So 4th and goal from the 3. This is it. They're going to use the timeout here.
They'll use their timeout. Well, this is it.
Yeah. You know, the play we've done pretty well tonight. Now, Clinton's going to be ready for it if we send in the package, but we've had good success when we've brought in our power guys, and we've put 2 slots, a running back in there, and then we run 1 slot across, kind of a fullback, if you will, a slot back across the formation. So you're leading with 2 backs, and you can even lead with the 2 slots and the running back and have Wilson behind them. Now, it can get congested. That's the only problem if you put too many in there, but if we can get that package going, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, we're still a little bit farther than you'd like to be for that play, because that's more of a 1- and 2-yard play. We're at the 3-yard line, so it's a solid 3 yards to get into the end zone.
Well, whatever your best play is, whatever your 3-yard play is, it comes down to who wants it more now. You've got 2 senior-laden teams. The Arrows will send their defense on the field. They're 3 yards away from winning the game. Vikings are 3 yards away from tying this ball game. Vikings are the team that must have the 3 yards. So you're going to put it on your offensive line here and say, here we go.
Yep. Coach Rob Morgan still talking to his offensive troops, and here they come on the field.
So you need 3. Cam Ackers will come out and guard Sean Terrence Walton. Vikings will shift 3 men from the left to the right. Need 3 yards. There it is. Wilson looking to throw. He has time. Fired over the middle for Standish, and it's incomplete, and that's the ball game. Standish couldn't catch it, and the Arrows will upset the Vikings. And the game is over.
Right just outside the outstretched arms of Standish. He had it on his fingertips but couldn't haul it in.
And the Arrows will advance. Final here, 27-21. We'll send it back to the station for a timeout. This is Vikings football on V105.5.